Y'all ready to go? Y'all feeling good?
We good.
All right. Episode 41. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast. For those, this is your first time joining, thank you. For those returning, thank you for coming back. This is a movie and TV review show podcast. And we debate and discuss a few things and sometimes argue. We haven't argued in a while, so we're going to the light. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz. I am joined with Kris. How you doing, Kris?
Doing good. I'm trying to figure out what the light is, but I'm good.
We're going that way. Maybe one, not trying to get there yet. But our other co-host, Jason, how you feeling this evening?
I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain.
That is good. Gentlemen, today we will be reviewing The Reading.
Ooh.
Yes. So
What?
man, I don't know. Yes, for anybody who has not seen this movie, it recently just released this year on BET Plus, but you can also stream it on Amazon Prime. This is your spoiler alert as well. So if you have not seen it, please pause the pod, go check it out. It's only about an hour and a half, and then come back and check out our review for this. But please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, all of those good things. And we can get started on this. It's Lee Daniels.
Lee Daniels. See,
Yes.
I think he was more of the one of the like creator type thing. I don't think he was the
Writer.
the writer, producer of this one, if I'm not mistaken. I seen the guy that did that was like he's newer. The guy that wrote, produced, and directed, he's a newer guy. Courtney is his name. Because he was the EP on this one, but the actual director was Courtney Glod. I hope I said that right. Courtney Glod. He's new.
Okay, that's dope, and it's kind of good to see Lee Daniels and Monique working again together.
It is.
So
given the circumstances.
Right.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is key. So it's good to see them come back and work together. All right. So who will be leading us in our reading today?
Oh yeah. I feel good with it. I'm good. Devin Rock.
As long as you feel good, I'm good.
Got you. The reading. So like I said, we open up. You kind of hear a lady in the background. She's talking. Start from the beginning. So we get a story. It's laid out. We have Monique. She plays a character named Emma. Emma's coming home, loving wife. She coming in. She's showing love to the kids. Hug, kiss. Kendall comes in, which is her older daughter. She comes in, gives her a hug, and she said, she asks her who she loves more between her and her little brother. And she was like, who I love the most? The one that cleans up their room, the one that has a clean room. And, she gives her, what is it, Jazz? What kind of swear was it?
I think it was Pinky Promise Swear. It was real adorable.
Pinky Bear swear.
Oh, yeah, sure. It was some pinkies and some swears.
You said it, you were saying it last night, so I thought, I just knew he was gonna be like, with like some like confirmation with it. It's cool.
Guess I did a good job with that.
And then then her husband comes up. They have a warm embrace, no kissing.
I thought about that, but hey.
Warm embrace, no kissing. He said he read. Go ahead.
Hold on, I got a question for y'all. Like when y'all saw this embrace, and then you remember you people, who
That's
had more chemistry?
I mean, considering we only get this chemistry for like 5 minutes, it was a bit more here, but I feel like I do feel as if Monique is a better actor than the three of them or the two of them in that previous movie. So that's just personal opinion.
Ooh,
she's a better actor than
Jonah Hill. Yes, she is.
I'm trying to think of Monique's movies. Precious. That's what you.
Yeah. You got. I mean, you have Precious. I don't think you've seen Almost Christmas. She's in there, so she does. I mean, you can see the comedic timing. We have the serious roles. Jonah kind of plays the same role. when he does stuff.
No,
Jason,
I feel like
no, I
you've
can't. I
been
love
saying
Monique.
this a
You
lot
can't say
about
that.
people.
it's the truth. It's the truth. Okay. So
Hey.
what? Okay. So since this we bit on a bit of a tangent. What are Jonah roles that y'all caping for that he was in just so great?
So did either one of y'all see Moneyball?
That's what I was gonna say. That and Wolf of Wall Street.
I will say I haven't seen it.
Okay, because I heard that his
Well, I'll give you that.
in Moneyball was very outside of his norm.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it either, but I heard they were just like he did a really good job in Moneyball. I was just saying if y'all saw it, but Kris said he's seen it.
Yeah,
so
that's the one I was gonna point to for you to when you said that, because he is a comedic actor. Like obviously Superbad. He was in I forgot the other movie. Huh? This is the end. But it was another movie, one of his earlier movies as well. It was comedy. But Superbad, Wolf of Wall Street. Like he's a good actor. I'm not gonna say the word because I feel like
I'm not going to say he's a bad. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I'm not saying that. I just feel as if Monique has more range. That's just a personal opinion. I've seen more. Even if I just use those, if I can just go through 2 of Monique movies, or hell, go to Monique TV show, and one of her movies it would be like, wait, that's Monique doing that? Like, even from Precious to this, it's different. That's personal opinion. Hey, I'm here for Monique. I love Monique, so hey.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But my original question was, okay. I would say it was definitely more chemistry in these 20 seconds than the entire movie of You People.
Go
ahead, Kris.
No, I feel like the character, not the actors, but the characters, there was a cute relationship. The actors just didn't have chemistry, but the characters themselves, it was a good relationship. So it's just kind of
have to be able to convey that to me. But I mean, I feel you. So Monique in the kitchen. She cooking it up. We have Kyron. Kyron's in the tub. He playing with his toys. You got Kendall in the bed. She's texting, and then you hear the dad. Hear the music playing. He's just typing on the computer. He just he's I guess basking in the moment. He just looks super happy, super elated. Monique got the shell of a woman. Is playing music, and I love within this movie. I do feel like they had a lot of different pieces, a lot of different elements that they could have worked a lot better with, like either transitioning or even just the horror elements that they have. So you have Monique in the kitchen, she's chopping up food, and she feel like she hears something. Mm-hmm. And of course, the scene prior is you see home invaders outside, and they walk into the house, door unlocked. I'm assuming the neighborhood is just that type of neighborhood. You can just leave the door unlocked. They pop in the screen, it goes to one side. She say, Alexa, turn the music down. And it pans over to one side of the screen. It pans back over, and you see the invader in the backside. And she didn't look, which was kind of negligent on her part. You kind of want to look around too, ma'am, not just stop because you hear a sound in the house. Which I wonder if the house just made sounds, because it comes up a lot in the movie. What you say, Kris?
I was gonna ask y'all, do y'all have an Alexa, like a music device that y'all play in the house?
I don't use it. No, I unplugged it because
okay. So they have a house, I have an apartment, but like you still sort of, I don't keep it blasted to the point I don't hear anything else. You know what I mean? So that just sort of threw me off, especially if I don't care what neighborhood I'm in. I just sort of have that instinct where I'm not going to do that. So I was just curious if it was just a me thing or.
It's the security thing. If I'm in the house, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm blasting music, like even if it's not on the speaker, I probably got my if I'm at home, I'm in the comfort of my home, so I'm probably gonna put in both headphones. That's just a person. Unless my children are, if my children are with me, then I don't, because I need to make sure I hear what they got going on. But if it's just me, both headphones in, I'm moving through the house freely. I keep that thing on me, so you ain't got to worry about none of that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I'm good in the house.
So I would say for me, because I have an Alexa, and I also I live in a townhome, but I'm also a paranoid person. I'm not blasting any kind of Alexa where I don't know what's going on, but I'm also always keeping my head on the swivel even if I'm around the house, because I remember there's been moments where we recording and I'm like, I hear something, and I'm like, let me make sure I look at my door, because that's gonna be a wild episode if y'all see damn, where Jazz go? Yeah. Like somebody in the background. So, but that's just horror movies have set me up that way because I'll have even headphones in too. So, but if I'm walking around, I rarely have. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't never have my back to the door, but I move around so much to where, and you also can feel people around you.
You can,
which I didn't understand how nobody in this house didn't feel a presence around them, like didn't move their head around, nothing. Because y'all remember the game Red Light, Green Light?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the red light is when the music stops, and that's when you stop.
You mean musical chairs?
No. Well, okay.
Something like on a Squid Game, or?
Well, okay, take the music out of it. When you see the red light, do you know to stop? So when I watched this, I was kind of like, oh, it's like red light, green light, but with music and no lights. So the damn intruder could have been really good at red light, green light. So she turned the music off. She don't look around, so he stopped. No, but if you think about it, y'all just making this shit up as I go.
But that's what musical chairs. But that remind me of musical chairs, because you go in a circle, and the music stops, and you gotta find a seat real quick. Or you
gotta fight somebody for a seat.
Pulling chairs and everything.
Hey, like, yo, here go Jason. Let me sit down politely. No, you gotta elbow.
You think I'm polite?
I was gonna say Jason don't do that. Yeah, Jason don't do that.
I'm kicking the chair across the room. Make sure you don't see. We're gonna fight to the chair. But yeah, but of course, but we have. I mean, so. Because the people in here make some horrible decisions. How do y'all feel about horror movies where people make great decisions? Like, would you want to see a movie like that where they make the best decision? Is just the villain is just so much smarter than them? Is that
yes?
Would that be something that? Can you think of a movie like that?
No.
Because I don't know how I would feel about that. Like, if they just made all the right decisions and they just still got killed, that'd be like a different type of movie. But it's just like,
I like that idea.
So I wouldn't say it has to be like the right decision, because when you're in a situation like that, just don't make a very stupid, non-common sense decision. Like, if you feel a presence around you, look around. Like, just look around. Go grab something sharp, and don't be like.
I mean, she was cut. She had a knife, but she was she did.
No, I'm just saying, like, in a situation, if it was a movie where you want to see them make smart decisions. Gotcha. So, like, don't say hello. Bitch, ain't nobody gonna say nothing back.
Right, hey, it's me, the killer. Yeah, that ain't going. Yeah.
I'm over here in the closet. Like, nobody's doing that. So, because, like, for me, if I hear anything crazy, I'm going straight to my gun in my house, and then I'm gonna wait and try. It's just making smart decisions. They can still die, sure. The more bodies, the better. But
of course, they got a few bodies in here. Quite a few. I mean, some I didn't even think was gonna be. But she turns the music back up, and she get blasted. And I was like, "Ooh, they getting it in." Like, first off the rip, she get hit. But one of the horror movie tropes that we always see is the black person gets killed first. But in this one, it's the white guy. We see the husband get killed first. He get bust over the head with a hammer.
I know why Jazz laughing.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh yeah, so a lot of it flips, but this is the initial. A lot of it is flipped. I love, which I enjoy. Something I caught. So he gets bust over the head with him, but unfortunately, the kids also get an untimely demise. Kyron, he is in the tub alone, and he looks like he's under 5, which is crazy to think about. He gets drowned. Kendall is in the bed. She's texting. She gets suffocated. Monique is beat to almost where she dies, and they chop her finger off, and then we're a year ahead. A year later, she's on Rise with Rachel, a morning show promoting the book, retelling her story about this beating. She she looks like she has a speech impediment when she's actually talking on the news. It's like I said, a very heartbreaking story. And that was pretty much with Emma, the retelling, because that's how it begins, with them telling her to tell the story, and that's just her retelling it. But then we meet our I want to say protagonists. I don't know who. I mean, I guess who they are, but they're actually, I guess, kind of. We meet some scammers. That's who we meet. We meet some scammers. We meet these kids. They're in a room. This kid in college. They're doing a reading for him. Which that's the title of the movie. We have a young lady, Sky, which I have a me and Jazz, we talked. We actually all three of us just talked about this because I was arguing with her about something, but she reminds me of somebody, and I'll talk about it later. This young lady is I'm not. You will find out later.
Kris, I don't know.
Oh, okay. As long as it's not just me.
Both of y'all know who. I'm just not gonna say it right now because y'all not going to be killing me through this episode. So this young lady is doing a reading.
Wait, tell me, why not? Where's the fun in that? Like, why?
Nah, we're gonna wait to the end. So this young lady is doing a reading, which she is speaking to this gentleman's mother. His mother has passed away. One thing, a lot of things that I had to notice on the rewatch was she has a door that's open. I don't know how she closes it, but allegedly she has to close the door, or otherwise the entity will come into the movie. A lot of things they got away from that I feel like should have come back, and it would have played like a huge part. So we have her in the room. She's talking to this kid. The mother was worried about her son, but now she feels as if she's at peace. And then as she is closing the door, or however she does this, Sky then says, your mom wants you to wire some money from your trust fund to an organization. And then this is what upsets the mom. And this is the element I feel like should have came back, because you see the mom come from behind the son trying to reach out to her and grab her. And like, you never see that element in this movie ever again. And I feel like they got away from that. And that would have been a huge part, especially when she was in that house with Emma doing the reading. But that's just personal.
So I think they did touch on it, but I'll bring it up when we get there. But how did y'all feel about this? Because this scene, I thought certain areas in this movie was wild cheesy. So you got your best friend beside you. She got you with what was in her arm?
A heart, like a pressure. Is it?
The blood pressure thing? The blood pressure.
Yeah, like a blood pressure cup, but she was just basically reading her vitals, just making sure she was okay.
Yeah. What you gonna do if she not? But I'll ask that later. And then we got the boyfriend. What are you doing? It just
when we get to the money split, that's when I'm gonna really talk about how I feel about all of this.
I was just sitting here. I was just like, yo. Only person who seemed like they were useful was the white kid with the camera.
I was gonna say the white guy.
Randy.
That's it. Randy. Oh, Randy.
Funny, his name is Randy.
right. But like everybody else just seemed. I'm sorry, all four of y'all not coming in my room. Let me get the person recording and the heifer that's gonna do my reading. But also, would y'all ever do it like a reading like this?
No.
No, I don't know. No, I leave people where they need to be. If whatever the connection I have with them, I will take it up with them the way I need to. Or that memory of them is what I need to hold on to. But I don't need to speak to them no more. That was their time.
See, yeah. This is a decision that would be made during our make-believe movie where people make good decisions. I'll bring up different moments where it's just like, we still alive because we wouldn't have made that stupid ass decision. Yeah. But what were you about to say, Kris?
No, this reminded me of just now when you're thinking about it, like how grief plays such a big part and stuff. And it reminded me of that Black Mirror episode. That when she brought the guy back and he was soulless pretty much. Jazz may know what I'm saying. Right.
Was it the doll? Was it the doll? The toy? Not the toy, but it was
an android, I guess.
It was so close to him, but it didn't have the human part of him. Right.
Yeah. That's the
episode.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Just get a picture. Because I was just like, that episode was kind of boring to me.
Yeah, I think I only watched it once. But that was just the first thing I thought of, like how grief takes people. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, grief is a hell of a thing. It'll definitely it'll mess with your mind in different ways. And so the kid that they actually want the money to be sent from, he was, he's speaking to her like, well, I thought you told me not to touch the money. And he's like, no, it's okay. Within this situation, like, okay, cool, I got you. And he just goes, gets it, and you see Sky kind of twitching. Like I don't know what was happening. I'm assuming she was in the midst of that. She was trying to close the door so she can finish the conversation. And like you said, Jazz, that's what you basically brought up that moment, is they don't know what to do, because when she's doing that, there's nothing you can do. You just have to kind of allow her to go through it. And we see what the we see she has a conflict or an issue with them scamming. And what did y'all feel about the conversation between her and Greg at this table when he got this big ass breakfast that he just gonna tear into?
Dude, I hate Greg. I hate Greg because it took me a while to realize that was her boyfriend, because I thought he was just like somebody in your crew. Because he just didn't seem like he had her best interests at heart. And you see that she's upset. You see that she's really bothered by this. You just like, so what you gonna do if we stop? Your school schedule is too crazy, so you can't get a regular job. Your mom and you about to get kicked out the house. Like, wait a minute, you throwing all this stuff in my face to keep me from like ending this entire hustle we doing. And I was like, I can't wait for this nigga to die.
Pretty much. I didn't like him either. I just like, he only had his best interest at heart. He didn't really care about her. And even Jazz said it doesn't seem like that was her boyfriend. That's mainly why. Usually it would be like, oh, I completely understand. He was just whatever. Yeah, but that was also looking forward to him dying.
Yeah, because he was ridiculous. Within that, and she, told him about a time that she did get touched, and he asked her what happens, and he was saying, if they do, you get possessed. He, kind of, oh my God.
Real?
Yeah, exactly. Like the acting in this movie was off. Like, so I love the premise, the story, but like the acting was definitely off.
It's BET. Come on now. Like,
I mean, so I'm not gonna do that, because people come. We got the guy, jazz guy. I can't think of his name. Light skinned guy with the nice hair. He was in The Boys. He's a good actor, and
Laz Alonso.
Not that guy. I know he a good actor. The other one, the speedster's brother. He's
right. I know you're talking about.
He's Tyler Perry. Yeah, he's a BET reoccurring guy.
This is the second. Jazz don't know.
She used him as a
that was her Link of Thrones.
A Link of Thrones. I can't think of his name though. That's the best.
As soon as she see it, she can be like, oh
yeah.
He's on all the King's Men. all the Queen's Men. I'm sorry. And then Sky makes it home. And then her mom's at the house. She's she's watching TV. And this is a common thing as well, which I do love. I love when, horror movie they try to pull from real elements. You have the mom, she's at home, she's struggling, but we see that she went to college. She did well in college, which I don't know if there was a callback to, y'all's favorite show, but I feel like it was like a little callback. She's college student, she's doing well, she's watching TV, she's calling out every different answer that comes on the TV. She getting them right before they even get them. She's calling you, so her mom, but she may have made some bad decisions, or maybe she just got put in a bad situation. I really don't know. But Sky's trying to help her mama. What did y'all think about this scene with Sky and her mom?
I'm glad it wasn't her mom. Her mom seemed very supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like if this was a Tyler Perry movie, it would have been the opposite way. So shout out to Lee Daniels here. But she was supportive. She just like, I don't want you to work. I just want you to go to school. I want better for you. So once you become a doctor, then you can come help me out. She was just like, I'm doing all this for you. So I was just like, okay, whew, positive mom. Thank you. Watching Jeopardy. But what you think, Kris?
I agree. I think, well, the Tyler Perry thing was kind of funny, but the abusive parent trope, I feel like we've covered that in a couple of movies and TV shows. Because the Black Phone was one where we saw where the parents were just, the dad, sort of like that. So it was a nice change of pace. Like every parent isn't like super abusive. Like it's okay to leave it. The Tyler Perry shot was kind of funny.
Yeah, she was good. She wasn't abusive. She did say that she was having a friend come by to drop off some money, and Sky, this is. Which is a pretty decent, I feel like, motivation for Sky to do what she's doing. She doesn't want her mom to struggle. She doesn't want her mom to do what she's doing for the money that she's getting.
How much y'all think she getting? Because if it's paying the bills,
I mean, so I mean,
Who do we know?
Do you know they passed due, so it ain't enough? I don't know if it's her or it's him. I can't say. I don't know if it's the man ain't got enough or she ain't doing enough. I really can't say. But you know, it transitions into Sky. She's in the like a diner or something. She's looking up all the bills and she see that they still past due. And we have a little jump scare. We have Jesse. Jesse pops up in the room, and you know, they're having a conversation, but they're having two different conversations. And one of the worst probably the worst transition from this scene to Greg. And I feel like this was something that there was an element here that was missed, or maybe there was some editing issues, because it could have been a better scene where it goes from Sky to Jesse, then it scoots over to Greg, and he tells them about a new mark. What about this scene here? How did y'all feel about this scene and with Jesse talking about the new mark, but Sky was more so saying she fit to be out the game. Y'all got to figure this out.
I cannot stand Greg because I wish Sky talked faster. I'm like, sis, just tell her, like, look, I got to get out the game. Because they all making money off of her anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So, but she's the one dealing with all of this stuff. So it was just, especially after they had that conversation, Sky look at this nigga like, did you hear anything I said yesterday? Obviously not. He don't care about you, sis. Focus on you and get your spirit together. And like everybody's all excited, like, oh, what? But I thought this scene was weird because when he told them who she was, he was like, she's gonna give us 20K, but I can turn it to 1,000. Wait a minute, Greg. Nigga, what? How you gonna flip that?
I was trying to figure out where you'll get
1,000, 100,000. I was just like, say what? Because then when that number was mentioned earlier, sis even was like, wait, what? So I thought that was weird when he was just like, she gonna give us 20K, but I can get 100K. And I'm like, Greg. And then when he was showing him, right, his phone, you know, her family got killed. And they probably like, wait a minute, we just do readings for college kids, nigga. Like, you trying to have us in a whole house where a murder happened?
Multiple
friends like that. Right. Like, you don't need friends like that.
That's pretty much what it is. He just didn't care. But usually when 20K is a lot, you know, you splitting it 4 ways or whatever. But when you got that one person say, yo, I can flip it, like, don't trust it. You just kind of,
that's the one you gotta be like,
you're like, nah, bro. Like, we can split it 3 ways. You can leave. But it's just kind of like, nah.
We don't need you, Greg. We don't need you.
Yeah, then he kind of the messed up part. And he was like, they think it's fake anyway, but it's not, bro. What do you mean they think it's fake? I don't care what they think. I'm going through this for real. And this is where it go. This was the dynamic of, okay, so we got 20,000, right? How much y'all splitting between these 4 people? Like how
okay.
Like honestly, like what's your percentage? Not percent. What's the dollar amount that you're giving each person? You're Sky, so you tell me your money, and you tell me how much you're giving them.
Okay. I'm so 20K, right?
Greg gets your finder fee, so that's he gets a finder fee
because he's not doing nothing.
Like what?
He's not doing nothing. So I guess he's the muscle, just in case something goes wrong, whatever.
Yeah.
Sky. I'm getting. Let me get my math right. I'm getting like 12 because I'm doing everything. Like I got a blood pressure thing hooked up to my arm. clearly some things are going on. And Randy could get about a good 12. Randy could get about 5. And then I guess that's her best friend, whatever. She can get some. Greg can take a stack, honestly. He's not doing nothing. Like, so it's that 12. Yeah. It shouldn't be evenly distributed.
Nah, it shouldn't have been.
All right, so
she wrote it down.
If I am Sky, I am getting 17. Point blank, period. The camera guy, is he doing edits? If not, if he's just uploading, he get 500. Depending on what my mood is, 750.
You couldn't just give him 1,000 jazz like
nah. Hey man. And so my homegirl, it's 250. She can get 1250.
Look at these numbers that she going with.
And then Greg can get the rest.
Whatever's left. Yeah. See, that's what I'm like. Now I'm thinking like I said 15. I said 15 for me. I would give 3 to Randy. I would give 2 to Scott. I mean, not 2 to Jesse and yeah, Greg. Finders fee, like I just kick him back like 500 out of my pocket, out of my, So like, because like what you didn't do nothing. You just finding people to scam, and you're not doing none of the work, like none at all. I'm good off, dude.
I mean, realistically, none of them doing anything except for Randy.
Oh shit.
Because when shit get crazy, everybody looking around the room. What we supposed to do? Get the ice pack. Like, what? I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, when you think about it like that, but I was just trying to be a little bit fair to my best friend, but
yeah, they lost. They lost it. They lost it, and they say, she pretty much said like this, and she was like, this. So 20K is what my feelings is bought for you. Like that's what my feelings are worth. She on this sad bus ride home.
But wait, Jason.
But
then he said, but 100K. So then when he said, I was just like, so your feelings are worth 100K. Would y'all risk it if y'all was Greg? Like, look, well, we can turn this into 100K. At that point, then I'm like, shit, you better than me, because I'd have been like, look, you better get your ass in there and tell that woman what she want to hear.
You said wait, if it was a guarantee 100K?
If you was Greg and it's a guarantee 100K with all the shit she done told you about possession. We can pay to get her a doctor into a facility with all the sage in the world.
All the sage in the world. Just buy sage. Like this.
Yeah, you have no understanding of what's going on, how this works, but now you're gonna figure it out. For that, oh yeah, we can figure it out. We can figure it out. Your health, baby, is your health. You know what I'm saying?
100K. We'll make sure your mama
good. Jazz ain't nothing, man. And she's just saying it in the pod. She ain't like that for real. Like I said, so Sky on the way home, she on this sad bus ride. So I guess it kind of give you a scope of her neighborhood, what she's living in. She walks past this homeless guy. He has a dope little line. I know why wolves don't get caught, because they dress like sheep, which was pretty good, I guess, callback for the remaining part of the movie. But she's listening to this song. And she takes her headphone out, and of course she hears her mama going to town in the other room, and she was like, "Yeah, I need this money. Fuck it, I'm feeling. I gotta get this money, bro, because I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this." And now the next scene is they make it to Emma's house. Greg is, I guess, somewhat trying to apologize to her, and she forgives him. Like a nut. Would you say, Kris?
I said, of course she does.
Yeah, she forgives him, whatever, even though that was a horrible, apology. But then Jesse was like, "Nah, she may forgive you, bruh, but I don't." And then she hit him and said, "If anything go wrong, it's on you. So you better hope it goes smooth." They go into the house. They meet Ashley. She's the sister-in-law. She's the husband's sister, and she just kind of just like another world. She just texting. She not paying no attention. What you gonna say, Jay?
Like, her character threw me off.
I was gonna ask how you felt about her.
It was just, she didn't seem like somebody, and I don't know, maybe it's because she knew, or she suspected it to be all fake, and she was just like so nonchalant about it. But I didn't feel sorry for how her character ended. But it just seemed off to me. I got these 4 random people coming into my house, or to my sister-in-law's house. Like, sis, be attentive. They could rob you, and then you could have another home invasion. Like, it's just something like that. I mean, it happened a year ago.
Ashley was just there to try to
just trying to make money, or to
remember when I said well, I can't really go into it here, but keep a mark on that. On Ashley's character. And I'll talk about it like closer to the end, because I made a comparison with another movie. It's like how, and I'm gonna use, she's part of why. And I said she was airheaded. And I said she's super airheaded, like but they find out it's only one spot in the house that has service. So at this point, how y'all feeling when y'all go into this house? Like, you feel do a reading? Is this a home invasion has happened? There's only one space in this house that has service, so it's already a different dynamic. How y'all feeling now?
Even when Randy walked in and he was like, "I'm not getting service," walk around. I'm leaving. I'm sorry, I'm leaving. Not those decisions we talked about earlier. I would leave. Like, that just doesn't. No, I'm out.
So for me, I would be like, you know what? It's a nice day outside, y'all. Let's do this shit on the patio. Because a reading with a nice breeze, tell me you can't sell that.
So,
tell me you can't.
So question. This is related, I guess. Do you think that works outside? Because I feel like most movies I've seen, they only happen.
I was gonna ask you that, Chris.
Yeah, because you gotta have candles.
The vibes got to be off. The vibes might be off with the wind. Like,
the candles may blow out.
I mean, I guess if it's not really breezy outside, because if you think about movies where people try to do some of that shit on the beach, because they normally have movies where people try to do like the possession stuff in the woods or on the beach, but the wind is never really blowing.
Yeah.
So of course you can't. But then also in the woods, them motherfuckers rarely have candles, but they definitely got candles on the beach. The beach and candles is a vibe. But I'll just say that to say you could probably do it outside.
Oh, okay. Because I thought about The Exorcist, and I thought about Hereditary, which we did, and I was just like, they always inside. So.
And most of them, I gotta now the Blair Witch Project was outside, but I mean that was already happening though.
I mean, can you imagine going home and then you look and you see your neighbor doing some possession shit outside? I mean, it'll bring the value of your home down. So you like, let me just keep it in the house. So I mean, I get why you wouldn't do it outside, but if you were at an Airbnb in the middle of nowhere, like they were in bodies, and they was like, yo, let's get the Ouija board. Them doing beside the pool, that seemed like a vibe for them, or for whoever want to do that kind of shit. But I mean, yeah. Can you imagine them doing that beside the grill, to where they got hot dogs and steak on the grill?
Then them hot dogs start rising up.
Or just popping and be like, damn, I just put them on. Sorry.
I'm gonna knock the grill on top of you, trying to couldn't get a better ambiance. Then they getting ready to set up. Ashley takes them. They set up, and then Emma takes Scott. She's walking around the house. She just want to get a feel, get a vibe of the house, of the room. She goes to Kendall's room, and like I said, I love when she's talking to Scott. She's like, I couldn't imagine this being me, and if it was happening, and if I would lost my family like that, what would I would do? And Emma was like, me neither. And like she was like, I enjoyed her. I enjoyed Monique the entire movie, just what she was given. Because I felt that I was buying in.
I'm not gonna lie. When Monique was like, what?
You laughed.
I laughed on my second watch for sure. Because I was yo, this bitch sold it. Because then we see her coming down the steps too, with her cane, and she just, hey, y'all, like, damn.
Yeah, she all bad. And then she kind of, she's explaining to Scott how the house is set up, which at that point, that's when I would have left. That's when I would have left. She was like, we got cameras on the inside, cameras on the outside, hammer glass, metal panels, steel reinforced door. And she was like, I even had a gun, but I don't know how to use it. Unfortunately, she said anything can still happen, but I need as much fake protection around me just to be able to function. Which, like I said, a traumatic experience, I get that, like you get, and they go ahead, you say, Jay?
I was gonna say, why she ain't get no dog, but she got a cane. Don't nobody want to walk a dog that's got a cane.
I've never thought about that.
I didn't either. That's actually a good point. I wonder what they do.
I mean, the dog got to be trained already. They got to be.
That dog would be hella frustrated, bro. Imagine like the dog just want to walk in. That's kind of mean. Never mind. Sorry.
So I guess if they got a wheelchair, they can roll with the dog. I've seen
that makes more sense
with dogs. But if your insurance be like, nah, nigga, you can walk, you gonna have this cane, then it's just like, you just got it. I guess that's when you got to get the dog a yard. and let them go run
She had
around.
a big enough house for a dog to have a yard in, so it would have.
But we didn't see her backyard.
We didn't see the back part. Yeah, we just seen the front part.
I wish we would have, because that house was nice.
It was. No, the house was super nice, super nice. And we go into the reading. They getting ready. And Randy was like, I can't. So because we don't have any service, I'll have to upload it once we finish. Ashley, as long as we get what we paid for, Emma like, dude, why are you acting like that? Like, why are you like this? Like, let's relax. And then Sky begins to read, and she begins to meditate with Emma, tell her to be present, say her family's name. You start hearing footsteps upstairs, and like I didn't know if that was like a part of her, like what she's doing, or that was like an act of them doing. What did y'all? Did y'all think about that at all? Or y'all just thought
Nah, them niggas was fucking with spirits.
I mean that, but I didn't think about that question.
You said what, Jay?
I think they was just definitely fucking with the spirits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. And then, like I said, Scott, she started saying stuff, but it was more generalized stuff when she was saying it. But then she started, she talked about the seafood, cooking it until your hand burn. And then Ashley, she popped in again. That's every black person in America. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for Ashley to get gone. Like, so, I just knew the spirit was gonna snatch her first.
So, I have a question for y'all, because I remember I feel like normally when people speak on these kind of readings, they're just like, if they say something so broad, that shit definitely fake, until they tell you something that it's just nobody else knows this. So what is a detail about y'all if somebody said during a reading that would be like, oh, this shit is real? Like, what would they have to say? Nothing inappropriate, or it can be.
Tell me, I got a scar on my body that's not visible. Tell me where it is. That's easy. That's just like off top. Because it's not even like you just tell people about it. Something right. Like that. Like, because like you said, she said something like her zodiac sign. It's just stuff, you can guess.
You can look that up on the internet if you see the person and they big enough. Oh, man, that's a good question, Jazz.
I'm here with the good questions.
Yeah. So,
Jason, he know what he want to say.
I don't. I thought it was something inappropriate. Nah. I wouldn't. But I'm trying to think, like, what would be something someone knew? I don't know. I can't.
Lord.
Dad, what about you?
I gotta think about that.
If they told me how many packets of Chick-Fil-A sauce I took before I graduated from college.
Dang, okay. You remember that?
Honestly, if they just tell me a high-ass number, I believe.
I was about to ask you how, because it's clearly high. So I was like, Jazz had both hands like carrying it out.
What I actually...
You put it in the bag.
Okay, I got it. The first time I stole something. The first time I stole something, where did I steal it from?
Where did you steal it from?
Walmart.
Was that a date?
It's easy though.
Like, it's not. No.
A lot of people first step is Walmart. I know at least
is
one
it?
other
That's
person.
the first.
I mean, I don't steal shit, so I don't know. But a lot of people that I know that.
I mean, can I say what it was I stole? I mean, maybe
you can.
Maybe. I'm saying like I was like 6. No, it wasn't. I wasn't thinking about stuff like that.
Oh, 6. Oh, damn, you were stealing at 6.
Yeah, my cousin, she took me to the store with my cousin. It was my cousin. It was my other cousin, but she's my mom's age, so it was me and my cousin. We the same age. We in the store. She went in there. She buying up food, buying up stuff. We had just left this not a restaurant. She had left like Taco Bell or something. She had just bought some food. She didn't buy us nothing. We were like, bro, we ain't ate all day. Like, bro, let's steal some candy. They were like, but the thing gonna ding. I'm like, man, we could risk it. So we started getting odd Snickers, like just a whole bunch of just crazy like candy. Out the store, but we definitely risked it because we didn't know what was gonna happen. It was like, that's a moment like we joke about, but that's nothing that she'll know. Right. I mean, nobody would know because I ain't never really talked about it. I don't really talk about it,
It's funny to think like, oh shit, it's gonna go off if we got candy. As an adult, you like that shit only going off for electronics.
Yeah, for real, they only care about candy.
You can steal all the cleaning products. Nothing will go off.
Man, I wish somebody. Well, no, this one time, I worked at Home Depot. I don't work there no more, so I can tell the story.
Bro, hold up.
All right, stole a chainsaw.
Right, so
big
man,
old 2x4.
I've seen this happen. So I'm at work. These women, they finesse me. I'm not gonna lie to you. They flirtatious, talking, woo woo, walking through the store. I'm just doing my job. I'm helping them, I'm servicing, I'm picking up stuff. I'm like, you need this, you probably gonna need that. Woo woo. We get a basket and then we talking. I think I leave off for a second. They go to the front and then they come back. They were like, hey, you help me load the car up? I'm like, yeah, I got you. So me and my homeboy, we pushing the carts. We pushing the carts outside. We take them. When we loading them up, she give me her number. I'm like, oh, okay, bet. Like you older, so how old are you? I'm like, oh, you a little older. Yeah, I got like, how we gonna set this up, whenever we set it up. All right, cool. Boom. They leave. I go back in the store, and then the lady at the front desk, she was like, hey, Jason, did the what with some girls? I was like, I just loaded them up, they left. You know they didn't check out. I was like, wait, what you mean?
They caught you with that? Dang, Jason. Like, Jason thought he hit the jackpot. Dang,
I said, oh, what you mean? Is it? Oh, and then she texted me, and I'm like, wait, did y'all just skate out this thing like that? So maybe a month, maybe not even a month, they came back in there and they walking around. I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, she was like, you want to walk? I said, no, I ain't gonna walk you out. I can't walk you out. And she was like, they looking at me. She said, is it good for me to go? I said, hell no, they finna get your head. The security guard right there. But yeah, them Home Depot days, the early Home Depot days, yeah, that was wild.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the movie. Like I said, Ashley, she said that's the cooking. She said that's every Black person in America. Like I said, we still in the point of we need to get this girl killed. So then she started saying stuff that she didn't it's not general stuff, Kyron wanted to wear rain boots when it was sunny, and that's what kids just weird anyway. They want to wear the biggest coat in the middle of the summertime just because it's a nice color, and whatnot. And then she did Kendall. She loved her mom, even though she was not closer to her dad, but like close. She was very similar to who her dad was, but she'd do anything to make her mom happy, not to make sure she wasn't upset. Her mom always did the Pinky Bear swear with her. And then Monique was like, nah, this is just too much. This is just too much. And she leaves out, and they're talking. Her and Ashley are talking in the kitchen. She was like, well, I'm gonna be honest. She asked her what's going on. She said, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of gave them some of the information. But I mean, I don't remember half the stuff. Half this stuff, I don't remember that. So I don't know where she got that from. At this point, if y'all at Emma, what y'all doing within this reading?
I wouldn't have brought them niggas in my house.
Well, they in the house. Yeah, so now the reading is halfway there.
If that's the case, I'm going to continue. I'm going to do exactly what Emma did.
Why? Because at this point, there's no harm, no foul. She could have been like, you know what? I appreciate this, but I see what y'all got going on. It's time for y'all to roll.
I guess she could have, but then do you think it was enough to where if they post it, she's going to get more attention on her book? Because a lot of people they probably like, oh, they could have just set this up. Like, that's not no real facts. This don't seem authentic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Emma was probably like, oh, we need to play this a little bit more. So that's what I was thinking. I was just like,
okay. I'm not mad at that thought. That's probably the best thought. I didn't even think about that. But on the other side, we have Sky. Sky, she's feeling weird about this.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Sky, Kris? In this moment.
As soon as her friend said like the spike was getting higher when she went in the second time, that would have been time to go. Even before this, I don't know how it went the first time, but obviously they had to fight. I don't know if that's the play up or actually something happens. but you know your body, for the most part. I would have had to leave out too. I'm just kind of like, I'm not doing this no more. Like if something feel weird and you just gotta weigh the money aspect, I'm like, no, I'm out.
And they kept asking her, they was just like, do you want to stop?
Right.
Like they kept pushing her, like, even when they got into the house, you want to stop, you want to stop. No, let's do it. Scott, I'm just like, Scott, like, what?
So
like,
and
she's thinking about her mom, I guess. I mean,
she had this with her moral compass kicks in, and she like, we've been scamming, so let's do right with this talent that I have. Let's do right by this woman and actually allow her to speak to her people. Because I think I was reading that was like, grief is just misplaced love. Like you don't have a place for it to go anymore. So that's and she wants to be able to give her the closure that she needs.
All right. So with everything that you just said, was Greg wrong?
Greg been wrong. Like there's nothing else.
No,
like Greg. Greg.
I guess it's a situation to where yesterday she said, "I don't want to do this no more because I don't want nobody to touch me," and they gave her an out because her stuff is spiking. It's just like, you sure we getting bad vibes from this? Everybody was getting bad vibes, but Sky, the person who fucking feels vibes.
Sky was getting the bad. She did get the bad
but
vibes.
She just kept pushing for it.
But I feel for her. Her thing was, I've been doing wrong with all this the entire time. Let me finally do right by someone who actually.
I bet she would have stuck with the fuck she was doing the whole time, because you finally came across somebody you like, actually, we should have left 20 minutes ago. But the reason why I asked you think Greg was wrong is because, sis, you were so hell bent on your stance yesterday, and now today you changed it to where maybe she's a bit indecisive, but I don't know.
I think she pretty much tells you why though. It's not a thing that was left. It wasn't like we didn't know why she was doing what she was doing. It was this woman. She feels for her. Like she feels for the story. She has a mother. She knows what it's like to try to do what you need to do for that person. So now she has a moment where she's still about to get this money about her, but within receiving this money, she actually did something right. She's allowing her to speak to her children, or she's allowing her to get to that. Although she knows at this door, supposedly it feels angry. It doesn't feel like it's a peaceful situation. That's why I've been like, yeah, nah, it's something off up in here. But she wanted to push it, so she wanted to figure out what it was, which dumb decision number like 13 of this movie.
Nah, I think even what Jazz said, I see where Jazz was coming from, but I still think he was wrong, simply because maybe I just don't like him. But I think
there's no redeeming factor.
No, I think he is a villain, but I can also see why he probably just be like, yeah, you said you was mad yesterday, but now you cool today.
Yeah,
where it's like he don't really take her serious.
Yeah, this what's one of them situations where you be like, Monique is the villain, but Greg is the real villain. Yeah, nah, this right. So then they sit back down. Sky said, so now I'm ready to fully connect. She was like, what the fuck? What was that at first? What was the intro? That was just the intro. Yeah, I was like, man, and that's just Monique. That was just like a Monique feel. Then as she goes back into it, like her bones start cracking, and I love this as well, like bones cracking, the eyes rolling. The veins in the forehead. They try to touch her, and she gets hot.
Do y'all remember this scene? You can hear when Greg touched her arm because you heard it.
Yeah.
So at this point, if you Emma, my bad. At this point, if you Emma, you stopping it, right? Like
they tried to, but they couldn't.
I mean, like when she said this was, I meant to say when she said this, that was just the intro. Like I would have stopped it at that point. I feel like.
So for her, so for me, going based on what Jazz just said about her trying to get that full feel, like the organic of it, I probably would just go ahead and push it because I need all the money if I can get it.
This is what greed has people going through.
That's pretty much what it is.
Bro. Look what money make them do.
Exactly. Nudie never lied. I'm telling you.
Man, so she going in. Randy, he like, hey, be quiet, turn everything off. Like, can y'all hear that? So you hear like sound like you hear typing in the room, and then you hear Sky. She begins to speak as the husband. The husband made some bad investments, basically. He was losing a lot of money, and then it goes to what seems like she falls out, she faints, which later we know what really was happening when she falls out. Then we see Kendall. She begins to talk as Kendall. She's reading text messages, and then this is when Emma is like, "Oh no, she tapped into something she ain't supposed to be tapping into. She done tapped into a different level of world that she wasn't supposed to." So she started typing.
So I got a question to go back to Kendall's texts. You know how pissed off I would be if I'm out of here and a loved one is speaking to somebody and they're reading out my text messages? I'd be like, wait a minute, bitch. That ain't what I want you to read.
That was supposed to stay gone. I'm dead. You're not supposed to.
Why you going to that?
At least it wasn't no crazy message, you know what I'm saying? She was just talking about a dance her mom making her go to and whatnot. So,
but I feel like if it was adults, and that's probably a funny little scene to put into a movie where it's just like, no, don't read them fucking text messages, and it's just like saying something wild. Mm-hmm. But
and then you got Kyron, he's in the tub, hey mommy, and then you see Sky, she's spitting up water. Which we can allude to, he died at this point. And then, she started singing the song, Shell of a Woman. She started singing Shell of a Woman. She's like, wait, I ain't told nobody ever about this song. And then she walks off. Emma walks off. We don't know where she went to, but she walks off, and then this is when she goes off on Greg, which I feel like this was like crazy. Like at this point, it's like, wait, what are y'all? Why are we doing this in front of the like? Why are we doing it right at this point? Somebody needed to get a grip of what's going on in the room, and then she mushed Greg like just like just straight in the face,
This scene was so stupid.
It was.
This scene was so stupid because it's your fault. It don't matter whose fault it is because neither one of y'all can get her out of this trance that she's in. You can check her blood pressure and you can write down what the fuck my temperature is, but bitch, you can't come save me. So you dead, and that's why you're getting that small amount that you're getting during our cut. And here he go, what's she doing? And I'm just like, they get the ice packs. That ain't doing shit. She over here bones cracking. She got veins in her face. Yo. I'm sorry. I'm leaving. I'll be like, yo, I'll check on you tomorrow.
Check on you tomorrow.
I'm running out that house.
I would have, I would have left. I would have left at that point.
I would have said she went out like a G, but I'm out of here.
Man, and then and then Scott looks over into the corner, which you can't see what she looked at, and that's why I feel like that ghost or whatever that scene that could have come back into play, like to see what the entity was she was looking at, because I don't know if she's seen it in the previous scene with the kid at school when you can see the hand, and then it kind of you hear something like something speaking to her, and then it pans from one side and it pans back over, and you see Monique. She's on her computer screen. She monitoring the whole house. She looking at everything around the house. She locking it up. It's like, man, is she locking us in? It was like the Ash, like that is not what she's doing.
Like she's clearly not. Yeah, because you can even hear the stuff lock. Yeah,
you can hear the locks, but she's not locking nothing up. No, that's not. That's not what's happening.
It's a prank.
That's not what's happening.
What you think is going on?
And then Greg's, I'm gonna need you to unlock the doors. She ain't even look back. She look, I don't mean no disrespect, but I'm gonna need you to unlock these doors right now. And then she turns back and shoots him in the chest. First off, I don't know how Greg didn't die.
His flat armor was extremely thick.
That was point blank range. It wasn't like she like she shot across the room.
Right.
It was.
So was it on his heart side or was it on?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it was center. It may have been.
But still, like she was walking around mad like throughout the rest of the movie taking care of it. So I get it.
It wasn't like she when she shot. You remember that? You saying that video of the basketball, the college basketball girl. She tried to throw the basketball at the girl, and she was like point blank range, and she missed. Like she just threw it. You see that video? It was like
no.
Ah man, it was this Florida and Kentucky video like a few weeks ago. They got into a little scuffle in the basketball game. The girl mushed her in the face with the basketball. She threw it at her. But like the girl was like right here. I said she didn't really want that smoke. Like she didn't really
you
want it
missed
because
it.
she threw the ball like it looked like when Carlton threw the basketball.
The slow motion.
I was like, who was she throwing it at? Cause like she must throwing it at the crowd. Cause that wasn't what she was trying. Then she, but that's neither here nor there. So everybody, so at this point, Emma sits back down. She tapped the can on the thing, let them know, yeah, now we good. She put the cane down, and we get our first twist. How did y'all feel about this twist into the movie? Did y'all see it coming? Did y'all see this happening?
No. Emma went from what is Sky to what is fucking going on? I was like, wait a minute. So you can talk and you can walk? Yo.
Run.
Like, we're not there yet. We gonna talk about that running. But when I saw this scene, I said, holy shit. Because this is not the direction I thought this movie was gonna go in.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was cool because I think the last movie I saw where the beginning took me on a totally different, where the beginning started me at and then where it ended, I was on a totally different ride, was Barbarian.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So, yeah. And so this one, I'm sitting here like, oh, wait a minute. So ain't no ghost? Like,
it was some ghosts. It was some ghosts. That was still there.
Yeah, but I see what she's saying. I didn't see it coming. I think I didn't see the trailer, or if I did, I don't remember. But I don't think I watched the trailer. But sorry, Jazz. The last movie that threw me off was Hereditary. In essence, Jazz. I said sorry, so you can't.
So everybody was dropping memes so I knew she was going to be I mean, I guess she's an antagonist in this. I mean, now she's a villain. She's just a villain. She's a villain. Yeah, Monique's just a villain. She's not an antagonist. She's straight up villain. So like I seen what she was doing, but then again, I didn't know if it was a situation. Look at this guy here. This guy here. So I didn't, but it was like I didn't know how they were going to get to that point. Like I thought it was more of a what's the movie with the blind guy?
See No Evil. Oh no, that's not what it's called. It's called Don't Breathe.
I thought it was more of that. These kids go into the house, they scamming people, they do something that triggers her, or maybe because I'm watching it now, I thought one of the demons possess her. That's and that makes her go crazy. But we get the major twist. Not only did she shoot this boy in the chest and lock these people in the house, she killed the whole family. And go ahead, Jazz.
So when she did the whole breakdown, because she was just like telling Sky, tell your friends why you can't leave. And Sky was like, she the one who killed him. Sorry, y'all. Surprise! So I thought it was cool because they also gave us a flashback of actually what happened.
Yeah, and that was crazy.
So this scene reminded me of Glass Onion, because you remember where there were scenes where when somebody said what happened, you saw a visual of what happened from their point of view, even though it was false. And so that's what happened at the beginning of this movie, because Monique was talking on a TV show of her story of what actually happened. But then as we see here, we got to see what actually happened. So when I was watching the rewatch, I was like, oh shit, that reminded me of Glass Onion, because we saw that there as well. So
a good catch.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Man, but Emma was badass. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the way she went about her kills, I didn't think they were gonna show, like they show her suffocating the kid, drowning the kid. Like her face was just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Get him out of here. And she and then she aims the gun at Ashley and she shoots her in the chest. And then she started shooting across the room as everybody started running. What you got, Jazz?
Did y'all notice everybody got shot in the same fucking spot in the chest? Because Greg got shot in the same side, and also Ashley. And I was just like, so y'all only paying for the right side?
I mean, I will say this. I will say this. It was point blank, so it wasn't like a thing of. But I wish she should have. Well,
she should have just shot Ashley in the head.
I mean, but her thing.
I thought she did.
I did too, but she. I mean, it showed, but she ain't. But when she shot her, and she fell out, and then she went to it. That was cold blood too. She was
so
like, hey.
That line that she dropped was fire. But if she could look Ashley in the face and were to be like, tell the family I said hello, and then shot Ashley in the face in front of the kids,
that would have
been crazy, because then that shot could have been slow motion, and then you see her shooting the kids in slow motion.
Yeah, that would have been hard. That would have been hard too. Yeah, so she started just going crazy. Boom, 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 across the room. She's shooting at everybody trying to run. I like how they played the scene. Everything slowed down. Sky still not decision. This decision number 23. Dumb. She goes and try to pick up Greg. I would have left Greg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greg would have been left on the ground. I wouldn't have picked up Greg, trying to be no savior of this guy.
The way I would have stepped over that nigga's leg.
Jazz would have did the Allen Iverson step over like real quick.
Kris, I would have slowed down running from the shot. Oh, there go Greg, bitch ass nigga. We are here because of you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that should have came back up. But then, like I said, you go decision, which is number 30. Randy and Jess, they go into the kitchen. So given what we have, all right. So I would have went about this completely different. How would you, if y'all went into the kitchen, what would y'all have? What would have been y'all's plan? So she just shot at us in the room. We're running. What's y'all plan?
Oh, I was gonna say Kris go first, but Kris looking up thinking. So I'll go. So for me, if I was in that situation, I would have thought about how many shots she just let off in that last room. Oh. Because the kind of gun that she's using can only hold between 5 to 6 bullets. Mm-hmm. So with that knowledge, because I feel like she had
it's a revolver.
Yeah. Right.
And she reloaded too. Yeah.
So that bitch let off a lot of shots. I would have got a knife and I would have tried to hide. So when she came through, I was gonna stab her. I am not like, what's the point of just hiding in somebody's house who knows you're in their house? They gonna come fucking find you, bitch. You can't leave.
And they know their house too. So it's like
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, y'all trying to run and hide. No. Why don't we come together? It's 3 to 3.5. They should have just left that nigga on the ground against one person with a gun and a knife in their house. So if anything, another person gonna catch a bullet. Look, rather one of us than all of us. Just don't let it be you. And y'all overtake this bitch. Like, they just didn't have any kind of, I guess, understanding of survival.
Yeah. It's hard when you in the moment in this fear and just like everything going on. So I get it, but yeah. And even when you stab the person, keep stabbing them. Like, make sure they're dead. Don't just stab them once and try to run away. That's another trope. Yeah.
Don't leave your weapon.
Don't leave your weapon. Who? Oh, do Sam.
See, fuck that stabbing. Let me just get that throat. Slice that, cut that bitch open.
Oh, she did that too. She did all the stabbing and the throat slash. She was trying to make sure that situation was done.
We already did Scream. We already did all of that. We're not revisiting that. We on Monique killing people in her house.
Yeah. So they run into this kitchen. So I'm with you, Jazz. I would have definitely we would have had to jump her. Like, we would have jumped her. Like, there wouldn't have been I don't know how we would have got out the house. Obviously, she had enough food in there. You know what I'm saying? But we would have jumped her.
That bitch house. It was a nice house.
Yeah,
and I would look, how we break in if we locked in? So I would have let the police know what was up. So
yeah. So they jumped. So they didn't jump her. Jesse goes inside of a cupboard. And then Randy, he goes up against a wall. Like, I would have, if anything, based on what they did, I would have went across that little, that's an island. Is that an island? I would have went on the other side of the island to be able to see who comes in, who comes out, to be able to make whatever move I want to make, as opposed to just being a sitting duck. So, Monique pulls up. on one side, I don't know if I can't remember if he sees her or he hears her.
He hears her, right? That's what I was gonna say. Because, like, the feeling people again, even if he didn't, for whatever reason, hear her at first, but she was talking. But like, you can you can sort of get the jump on that. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, you can just turn around right quick and just try. I know he was shook. I think he had a hammer, but like, just try. Like, I don't know. That part was kind of, and then she was like right there. Well, it's on your background, Jay's like she's right there. I would at least, I had to try. I would have.
He never looked around that corner to see. He just stood there.
Having a whole conversation with sis in the cupboard. I think she went upstairs. First off, we don't need to be talking, my nigga, because people can hear us. If I can hear you, you can hear me. She can hear us.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess they killed the aspect of the phone, so that was a nice way to get that out the way, so that you don't have to worry about them making it easy for them to be able to communicate. But
so that could have been done a lot better. To only have the whole internet piece, because in the beginning of the movie, her daughter was sending text messages upstairs.
That's her house, so I'm pretty sure she probably was connected to the Wi-Fi. Would you give your Wi-Fi to somebody just some random 4 people in your house, you give them your Wi-Fi?
If they're doing a reading that needs to be uploaded for me to push my book?
No, it don't have to. He answered all those. He said, I can give it to you, it just be when once we finish, I can just upload it once we done.
But it wasn't a case of, I don't want to give you my Wi-Fi password. It was a case of, there's only one spot in the house that has Wi-Fi, which is kind of wild. But I feel like a better road to go down, if she would have had, because she got all this technology in there, if she would have had a device that can just cut off signals on cell phones.
Right. That's what I thought.
I don't like that. I've been in more situations where a house had horrible service as opposed to some. I can't recall a place I've been somewhere so I was able to just turn off where you can't have a signal.
You shouldn't want to be there because that's not a good situation to be.
But I'm just thinking of realistic situations. You may go somewhere where it may not have a signal, and in that situation, she may not. And that may not have been a conversation they had. Like, that wasn't a conversation of, hey, do you have Wi-Fi here? And that would have been something, because most people go a place, they ask, like my brother, they ask, I'm like, bro, you got unlimited internet. Why are you asking for Wi-Fi in different places? I've never understood that. But people still go play like, hey, you got Wi-Fi here? Can I get the passcode?
I mean, I feel like there are multiple ways that could have had that be better, instead of, okay, you only can get Wi-Fi at the front of the door. But 9 times out of 10, the modem is probably upstairs, where you get majority of the Wi-Fi, but you ain't gotta go down that road. I mean,
so Wi-Fi is one thing, but we talking about cellular. Like, you have a cell phone, so that's why you're able to just go around and just use it. So in their house,
so they needed Wi-Fi.
They needed her Wi-Fi to be able to use it. So theirs worked at the door, which that was the whole premise of, that point. Like, that was her intent. Like, she knew that, and that was her intent. Like, it only works here. So you're not gonna be able to go XYZ around my house being able to just willy-nilly talk and go. But then like Ashley was family. So Ashley had the information. Mm-hmm. So that's why she was walking around. But then again, it may have just been, I'm trying to think of her just using it.
Too. That got me thinking, that seemed like another loophole as well, because Ashley did come into the shot on her cell phone texting. So, but
I mean, that's why I said that's the only place for cellular to work. Wi-Fi is a different thing. That's a completely different entity in there.
I didn't even think about Ashley being on her phone.
She walks in.
Yeah, I remember that now. I just didn't think about that in the context of this.
Yeah, because she was too annoying.
That's what it was. And then I wasn't thinking about this twist either. So it's a combination of
so Monique, she sneaks away. Randy is now in position where Monique is on the other side of the wall. And Monique sneaks in through the back side of the house, and she comes in and shoots him in the chest, not in the back of the shoulder. He falls on the floor.
Same spot as everybody else. This bitch got really great aim, and it's very consistent.
She shoots him in the back of the shoulder. He's on the ground. He's crawling. She was like, "I'm not gonna shoot you again because you don't deserve that. Let me not do that. But I also want to keep my bullets." And she just beats him with the hammer that he dropped. As Jesse is looking at it, Jesse just watch this man get his head beat in with the hammer. What y'all think about this kill?
I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
okay,
I thought it was
Monique.
good kill.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, I like how they. Well, we talked about smart villains a little bit, but she said, "I'm gonna save my bullets." So I thought that was a nice touch because sometimes people just, you know what I'm saying, like unlimited ammo stuff. Like I don't like movies like that. So that was cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then the fact that I feel like if she would have looked up, like while she's beating him, and she looked up, she would have saw Sis in the cupboard. Because she was right there because his body was blocking the cupboard door. And I'm just like, sis, close it. Close it. She just look up. Like,
I mean, but cupboard, it moving, but I don't know. The way Monique was, man, she paid attention to everything in that house. So if stuff started moving, she probably gonna go in there. Like,
but I guess if you know that you know your house and you know the different doors that are closed and what are open, you got your cupboard opened up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was a small detail, but it probably if she wasn't looking out, if she was just hearing his brain smash on that hardwood floors and Monique just going in, that would be good. Just it's not like I need to see it, but like just to hear it, just to splat, like all of that.
Yeah, it got all over. All the blood got all down her dress and whatnot. When she was,
her favorite dress.
Did. Yeah, that's what Gary say. She mentioned that later.
And we catch back up with Sky and Greg. They in Kendall's room. They try to make a plan on what they're gonna do. You know, they try to leave out. You know, and you see Emma running. Emma running up the stairs, and she did all her own stunts. According to Sky's character, she did all her own stunts. And they go in the sheet, and they kind of wished I just paid attention on my rewatch as to why they kind of made this a not pivotal scene, but they made sure you understood the scene. He runs into a room, the door is closed when he goes into it, and he closes it again. Well, he actually keeps it open. He actually has it open. It was, I think it may have been open before he even went into it. I feel like, because whenever he went into it, he's up against one wall and she hides against a bookshelf, and she kind of tucks away as Emma is running through the house. And this is the same exact space he goes back into later in the movie. And when he gets shot, when she says, okay. I don't do my door like that, when she goes back through it. So that's why I feel like they wanted to make sure that you notice these little tidbits. You know, like I said, during this, you know, Jessie, she finally comes out that cupboard, you know, sees the body on the ground, and she tries to get, I guess she didn't bring a phone with her. She tries to get his phone, and of course it's cracked up and breaks. So she's trying to look for an escape, and we get some homage to your guy, Jazz, to Wes Craven, Freddy Krueger. What do you think about this scene here with Monique?
What scene?
The singing. The
when she was going down the hallway.
She was like, 1, 2, Emma's coming for you.
Talking all that shit with the gun and then the knife. I was like, it was funny because seeing this and she just walking through her house. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, because like I've never seen Monique in this kind of movie before, in this kind of like character. So it was kind of refreshing to see it, especially being that we haven't seen her in a while. So I thought that was cool, but I was just like, they might be on the other side of the house. They might not hear your song. But we also find out her character loves music. Mm-hmm. And so the music, like when you heard it, it was definitely matched the energy of stuff that was going on. But I definitely wanted to mention the scene where Sky and Greg were in the room, and Sky was just like, "Did you hear that gunshot?" And then she was just like, "I wonder who got shot." And she was like, "Greg or Jess?" Or no, it was
Jesse or Randy.
And then Greg is like, "Don't think about that right now."
Yeah. We need to put all our energy into escaping.
And I'm sitting here like,
I hope it's Randy, like deep down. So can
you imagine just like, all right, so who you think caught that bullet? Like, wait, that's not important right now. We gotta make sure we don't catch the bullet. But like, he was just, I promise, it's my fault. Like, I swear I'm gonna get you out of here. And I'm like, so you dropping broken promises, because you got a whole ass bullet hole in your shoulder. You should be dead.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like, because he got shot. It was point blank.
It was in the chest. It was in the chest. It wasn't in the shoulder. It was a chest shot.
Right, but how is he still like up and moving?
He's breathing. He's breathing normal.
It didn't go through. It didn't go through because the back of his shirt Didn't have no blood on it. The only reason why I remember that because I have it on right now, and it's at the scene we are talking about right now, and I'm just like,
yeah,
should be dead.
Yes, I didn't like that, but you know,
Yeah, nah, they
I just keep telling myself it's BT, so it's fine.
he sees the mailman. He looks out and he sees the mailman. He said, "That's our escape route." Um, So then he tries to supposedly run interference, even though he, bullet wound and all, he wants to run interference, which was I didn't like that neither. He runs out, he's screaming, trying to get her to go to one side. I'm like, if I'm the killer, I'm not going where you are, because obviously you're trying to run a diversion for some reason. What's and then you see Monique walk past the room, look into the she look at the room.
She not see Sky. They made eye contact. I think Monique was fucking with them the entire time.
It was.
Yeah, she was. It was a game. She said it. She said it later. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So now they and then this is when they what was they? I think this Sky and Jesse, they run into each other, and then Sky tried to run away. This is how oblivious, crazy. Like, she's not even paying attention to what's going on. She just she trying to army crawl away from the room. Like, it no fight, no nothing in her. She's like, "Girl, it's me. What you doing?" And then she pick up. She's like, "We need to, like, if the mailman come, we need to get his attention." They beating on the glass. And within this, it wasn't a horrible plan, but they could have at least had one person looking off and the other person beating on the glass to look like, just keep beating. When she come, we can just run. You know what I'm saying? Or we can jump her. One of the two.
No, you set a plan up because you got somebody upstairs causing a diversion. Both of us are downstairs. Wait till you see to where the mailman can see you. Bang on the door. I'm gonna hide behind this door with a fucking knife, because obviously she's gonna come to us first because we are trying to get somebody's attention. Soon as she come in, I'm gonna slice her ass up, and then y'all can just go ahead and kill her right there. Yeah. That would have been the plan. Why are we both banging on this fucking no break glass? I just
soundproof, no break, everything. Yeah, makes sense.
Then they stop. They just stop just to look back at the same time. And dude was like, "Oh, what the hell?" He said, "I hear scaring me and shit."
But this is also funny because we see another person that's delivering a package in an area that have headphones in. So when somebody's screaming for help, they can't hear, because we also see that in Atlanta season 4 with Paperboy.
Yep.
I mean, he wasn't gonna be able to hear it no way because they was behind soundproof glass. But you're right. I get what you're saying with the headphone. But
nigga here.
No, but hold on. I got some. Hey, Kris, I got something for him. You know how anytime when people get lost, they like, let me turn my music down because then they're more aware. He couldn't hear shit, so he couldn't be aware of nothing. So yeah, fuck you.
I turn my music down when I get close to my destination. Y'all do that? Like when I pull it up in the drive, I do that. When I pull it in the parking lot, I'd be like,
oh, well, the only reason why I do that is because I don't want to be that loud person coming in the neighborhood with their music all loud. I hate that shit. That.
I just gotta
I ain't worried about your neighborhood. You park better when the music down.
Yeah, that's what I didn't even realize I did it till someone else told me. I was like, oh, I do.
You park better when you turn the music down.
Y'all niggas rude. Y'all niggas so rude.
I mean, at least we turned it down, so it works either way.
Exactly. They, so Emma chasing them. She comes down. She sprint. Now she running like the dude in Get Out when she ran down there to where they was at, and then they run up the stairs, and as they run up the stairs, you see Greg. He no longer the virgin, Jazz. He just behind the bed laying down.
He took a nap.
I guess he was dying.
He was bleeding out.
He jumps up, runs into her, knocks the gun out of her hand, and he's so worried about the knife. I'm like, bro, they could have at this point got the gun. Whatever, he runs off, he goes and hide into their room, barely closes the door, and then she opens the door like she mad, she frustrated, she like, nah, y'all done pissed me off now. She got the gun, it's reloaded, and then this is when she give her big monologue. You wanna run through that? I know you was loving that.
I did, but I did not remember everything she said. But that shit was hilarious because, like I told you, the script was kind of shaky to me at the beginning, but until it got to this point where she was just like going in, I was laughing so hard. Like up until this point and to the end of the movie, Monique's script was amazing.
Yeah, nah, she killed it. She was like, I gotta give it to you, damn kids. I don't mind a fucking challenge. It's too hard. She said, you young bitches, it's too hard. Oh, bitch, stop complaining all the motherfucking time. He said, you know what? I probably would have just paid y'all off if it was just one of y'all, because it would have been my word versus your word. But y'all a team, and team means loyalty. So that means you got to die as a team.
That's so messed up. I'm like, well, just if you kill Greg, like we're a team. Like usually three's a crowd. It's just we're fine. But she didn't.
Man, I love it. She said you got five. You got the questions. You got the 5 W's. The 5 W's: when, where, why, what, and who. But that ain't where y'all at. Y'all at the how. How can I get out of this house? Issue. But that you can't. I'm told you, y'all done fucked up. Y'all can't get up out of here. But then this is when the girl started yelling back at her, calling her crazy. Sky was like, I know it looked like if you've been hurt, you've been damaged. And it may have been your parents, it may have been your husband, but them kids didn't do nothing to you. And this she go ahead and said, like, man, fuck them kids. I didn't even want them. That was something that he wanted. And then she kind of goes into what her problem was with her husband, which like I said, kind of got addressed. He made some bad investments, and she was like, I was going to go broke. Like, not the type broke where, we can't go on vacations for a while, but like, I have to change my whole address. Everything has to change. And this is where I was like, when I mentioned Jazz, it kind of reminded me of Scream 4, right? So within that, a little bit, it's not apples for apples, like it's not match for match, but so you have the publicist that was with Sid. Like, she just wanted to sell these books no matter what the trauma was, whatever it was. She wanted to push it. And she was going to go through whatever she had to do to make sure this happened, which got her killed. And then you have the thing of in Scream, the cousin wants to be famous. I don't think she wants to be rich, but I mean, you would think
it goes
rich comes with famous. But it don't necessarily have to. You can just be, people talk about all the time, they famous on TikTok and they got nothing. You know what I mean? So Monique's situation is she wanted to stay or remain rich. And she was going to do whatever she had to do to make sure she maintained this certain status. And she didn't want to lose this status. And she did that. And that's why I was saying it reminded me of the Scream 4. That's it.
I can see that.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that at all.
Wait a minute, who is back up?
But I do want to add, like, while they were talking to Monique, as Monique was walking around the house looking for them, are y'all having a conversation with somebody that has killed 2 people that day, an hour ago?
No,
and unless her family a year ago.
Unless your thought process is like, maybe I can distract her like this, but
that's what they thought. That's what I thought they were doing. They kept trying to.
I think she thought she was going to talk her off the ledge, but let's be honest.
She's killed her family. She killed 2 people. Like, the ledge is gone. There's no ledge.
She killed her babies. Like, you
there's
just
no
a random hoe that she met an hour ago, bars. So she definitely taking you out.
Man, that's a fact. If she killed the kids that she brought into this world, she definitely will take you up out of this. And she was like, you doing all this like for money? Like, I'd much rather be poor and happy with my family than rich and alone. She was like, bitch, that's because you young and dumb. You ain't lived no life. I'm what you would say, Jazz?
Fuck that. When she said that line, I said, bitch, you stupid. I was like, who? Nah, man. Like, what? Nah, you got that broke life. It's like, nah.
Because I mean, you could eventually get some friends at some point. You would get to a point where you could be cool with it, but until then, it's like, hey, I'd have some traumatic stuff anyway. I don't even be around nobody.
Nah. I was like, Sky, we can't be in the same friend group, sis, but Sky made a lot of really fucked up decisions.
She did.
And I'm just sitting here like, you definitely not nobody that I would want to be in a horror movie with. Because you're just stupid.
And she was like, yeah, who wants to be a single mother anyway? Like, nah, that wasn't life for me. Like, bro, like, you had a reason to do everything you did. And then she walking, she was like, he said, one day your ass gonna realize. And she was like, huh? And she looked at the door and she was like, no, I don't leave that door like that. And she just shoots it top to bottom. And then you hear Greg body fall.
I clapped. I said, about fucking time. What I do appreciate about Monique in this movie, she did not hesitate to pull the damn trigger.
Yeah.
She got all of them
followed
out
through
of
with
here.
her kills.
She wasn't sitting here like, I'm gonna shoot you. Pew, pew. She said, pew, pew. Loved it. Loved it.
When she was walking down the hallway with the knife and the gun, well, I don't know if it's really a dance, but she was singing. Did that like Megan-ish? Because she was like waving her. It was sort of like, I don't know.
A little bit of Megan, a little
like
bit
of
Freddy Krueger-ish type thing. Just walking down. That's why I was like the West Craven when she was like the 1, 2, it must come for you.
I didn't even catch that when I listened, which is crazy. But it's funny because in the first Freddy Krueger movie, in the opening scene when he was chasing Sis, this is the original. It looked so terrible. His arms were extended so long. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, this looks crazy. It didn't age well, but
it probably was a practical effect too, right? Like his arms all stretched out like that. It wasn't special effects.
No. Yeah. I mean, this was in the 80s. Like, it was just long and he was just walking and his claws were on the fence. Yeah. And that look, it's funny as shit. I'm gonna have to send y'all the gift. I'm just like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
We're not here for that though.
I mean, they shouted out. I mean, they kind of shouted them out in the, they gave her own song, her own little twist to it.
Yeah. And she then Jesse, Agatha so bad, trying to be Agatha so bad.
Jesse and Scott, so they come with their own plan. They up in the in a room. They finally decide to jump her after they done lost all their people. Now they want to make the jump move. So they like, we need to put on some clothes so we don't get cut. And I kind of thought they was gonna make get a little smooch or something when they was up in here. That was kind of close.
When they said I love you and they was hugging.
No, they just not that I love me, because I love that's normal. You know what I'm saying? But they were just kind of close, and troublesome times. I was just like, does Jesse like her or something? I thought that was like when they was in the closet. Like if you go back and look at this scene, they in the closet. I was like, is they finna kiss or something?
Would that have been like a connection to Trapped in the Closet, or like Keep It in the Closet?
That's what you mean. Like, what are you talking about? Trapped in the Closet is ridiculous, bro. I sat there. I sat and watched that whole thing. Yeah, that was a funny.
We all did. We're not.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Sorry.
No, sir.
Wow.
And she said, if she dies, Scott, you better come visit me. She was like, nobody gonna die. In this, and then you see Emma.
Why does everybody lie?
Emma is sitting on the steps. Like she done with the game. She just sitting there waiting. She was like, and she, they come in. She was like, so you just waiting for somebody or something? She was like, what? I mean, there's nowhere else for y'all to go. The door's locked, and the only place in the house you can get a signal is right here. So I was just gonna wait for y'all to come through. I'm not gonna keep chasing y'all. But bitch, is that my sweater? And then, like I said, Monique was a smart villain though, because she said, yes. I knew she called out, I know y'all trying to divert me to try to get the signal. And she was like, well, that's not what we doing. And the girl hit her, and Monique was like, oh, I was waiting for that. And it kind of made me think about Harlem Nights when Della Reese fought Eddie Murphy, because she was like, we turned up now. I was just, and Monique put hands and feet on these women, bro.
Y'all, looking at these two women, and you had all the upstairs. Monique was downstairs chilling for a solid 15-20 minutes.
She got the rest.
I am going through this bitch's stuff, and I am taking a weapon because she already fast. We saw that scene. This bitch was on them. Like, quick. Y'all went upstairs. Y'all going, this bitch ran track. So you thought, all right, so we both can fight. First off, Scott don't even look like she could put hands on nobody. So if I'm going to battle with that bitch, I'm making sure we both have weapons. And I'm just like, so y'all didn't do nothing but put on clothes? That's what y'all did. That was your game plan. Y'all niggas was upstairs for 25 minutes like, all right, bitch, clothes. have got a drawer out. I would have got something, heels. I would have done fucking something.
I would have threw something down the steps, slid the little. I think she walked past the table. I would have threw that table down the steps or something.
Let that shit tumble down the fucking steps. I would have done something. This bitch is like, oh, we can take her. Y'all have been running from this bitch all fucking movie. Reminded me of Doctor Strange running from Wanda.
Yo, Monique was running up the stairs. Monique ran up the stairs on Precious, and this was like 12, 13, 15 years ago. So we know she in shape. She's still in shape.
Them bitches should know she's in shape. They saw Precious too. Shit. In another multiverse.
Monique, man.
But no, I'm just like, y'all went down there like empty-handed, like, what?
Bruh, nah, she threw Sky up against the wall. Sky was dazed for the rest of the movie at that point.
Yeah. Okay, I guess she threw. Okay, we at the fight scene. So I guess she threw her up the wall, and then she threw the vase on her head, right?
Yeah.
But it was funny. As soon as she threw the vase, she tackled the other girl. But like when she started getting stabbed, she was that out of it.
She didn't think to jump up, kick in the head, kick the knife away.
She was just sitting there. Like I guess she was dazed, but like that.
Because one, so she had to go through the concussion protocol first off. Because one, Monique was when she grabbed Monique, she jumped on her back and then she slammed up against the wall. She was already dazed at that point. and then you could see her she was like in a wobble. She was wobbling, and then Monique hit in the face again.
And she was hitting the other girl like, I was like, yeah, well, y'all did.
Hey, nah, she whooped Jesse.
You know what's fuck? Y'all, let me get my shit off real quick, y'all. So this scene pissed me off because before this, Jesse was giving her the fucking speech. We in this, ain't nobody dying. She was hyping Sky up. Hyping Sky up. Your man is dead already, sis. We in this together. And I'm like, see, that's what y'all need. That sisterhood. Y'all go out there and fight like we seen in Woman King. This bitch, she over here on the couch at the bottom of the steps, looking at her homegirl fighting for her life with a fucking knife to her throat. And she like,
she was out of it, boy. I was just like,
watching this, and I'm just like, Sky, your bitch ass really not about to get up. But you know what's crazy? Soon as Monique put 3 fucking stabs in Jess, where the fuck was Sky? This bitch ran away.
Hey, you know what? This made me think about Black Phone. Cause like when she was when the sister tried to jump in when the brother was getting beat up. Okay. And as soon as you got that big hit, she was like, nah, I'm done with that. Oh, no, she fighting for real.
Is that what Sky
She went right over to the fence.
Sky like, oh no, she hit me for real. I'm done.
Nah. What'd you say, Jay?
You got it.
Sky was like, all right, I tapped out. I'm tapped out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Right. Like I'm about to see my homegirl. I'm like, bitch, get up. I was like, you know what? At this point, I don't care if Sky died because, bitch, you ran away and your homegirl got stabbed at the bottom of the steps.
Yeah,
bro. Monique went in on that kill like that. That was like over. She told let go. That guy,
yes.
Go.
That was my favorite kill easily. That was easily the best kill.
Which it made me think about, when Scott actually initially walked into the room, she was like, you're gonna have to answer this for this at some point, even if it's not today. It'll be in the next life. She was like, if I was a Christian, that may matter to me, but I don't give a damn about none of that. Come on down here. Come on down these steps, please. And then this guy, she conveniently finds a bullet in whatever room she went into.
So this bullet, they actually, when I did my rewatch, there was a shot of this bullet. And I think it was when Monique was fighting with Greg.
I thought about that when he bumped into her, she dropped the gun and everything.
Because she was about to load up the gun again. And so she dropped the bullet under the bed. So when I did my rewatch, I was just like, oh, because I was wondering when I first watched it, I said, where the fuck that bullet come from? So I think they did a good job with that.
They did a lot of they placed a lot of little tidbits to come back to. So it was, so the guy he paid attention to detail. In that, I feel like the acting was only the sub part. You had Monique and a whole bunch of it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? This their first movie, so it is what it is. Lincoln's gonna be interesting today. So then I guess Monique pulls up on that. She found his bullet. Like Monique was just coming. She moving Michael Myers type type move. She pulled up on it. She dropped it on the floor, and the gun was on the ground. I don't remember when Monique threw the gun down. That was another thing.
She threw the gun.
Okay.
Yeah, she threw the gun out.
She puts it in there, and people, what's that movie? Bullet Train. He
oh yeah,
go down his sleeve. So you just you don't know what a bullet gonna be. You just trying to pull it. And she's like, I tell you, ain't no more bullets up in there. And Monique has been smart at every aspect up until this point. Allows her to raise it, shoot her in the face, instead of just go ahead and
knocking it away.
Not go ahead killing her. She typically she would have just went in and got out. She didn't do no talking throughout the entire movie. So this was a plot. I feel like this is a plot device because that was not Monique's character. Her character was get you out of here. It wasn't no conversation in between it, or she gonna talk as she's doing it.
Right. So you think at this point she was frustrated because when Jessie, the friend, when she punched her, she sort of looked annoyed. You think she was just like wanted to get it over with at this point?
I feel like it was more of a arrogance to her. Like,
yeah, okay.
Like I know this not gonna happen. Like I've used every bullet I had in this house. Like there's nothing that's happened in this situation.
And she only had one more person to kill.
Exactly. Yeah. So she got everybody up out of there, and then I'm gonna get away with it again. I'm gonna keep this money in here and make sure I'm making a new story for to go crazier in this house.
I'm curious what her story would have been because you got bodies all over the place.
Yeah,
I would think like they tried to set her. I would have been my story would have been they tried to mark me. They came to my house to try this so-called reading. They tried to set me up, and then a fight ensued, and I was able to kill them, as opposed to them trying to kill me.
So, and with that, 3 of them have. Well, 2 of them got bullets from your. 3 got bullets from your gun, and 1 of them got a hammer to the head.
But, I mean, so them getting the bullets from me.
I guess that could be
now her killing Ashley. I don't know how you explain that part unless it's Ashley set it up. That would be my own thing. Ashley set it up. I shot her first. I shot I shot Greg. The only 2 that got.
Randy is who I would have been like suspicious with because he got a bullet and he got hit in the head with a hammer. And his head is facing the ground, so you're hitting him from behind. A detective with some common sense would be like, "Wait, the hell? How did this happen?" Yeah. But unless she would be like, "They stole my gun," but then also that means you would have to have them have gun powder on their hands, and you don't know one that's been shooting. I mean, she had the time, so
she had the camera too, though. So that probably would have gave it even. But Emma gets shot in the face. And you see her as she's passing. I guess it's going in slow motion because she hasn't fell out or anything. She's still sitting up, bullet wound in the face. And then you see Sky on the ground, and I'm assuming she never closed the door. Because then you see that one of those veins shoot up through her face real quick. And then there's a mid-credit scene. We see Sky is on that same exact show. Rise with Rachel, telling her story. And she just asked her, how did you get out? Because only Emma knew the code. Nobody else knew it. She said, she just put in different codes that she figured out because she was in the house for however long she was in there. Like there wasn't a safeguard, so if you press it too many times, it's not gonna
let it lock like your phone.
Like do something crazy.
So, do you think Emma possessed her?
I do.
That's interesting because that's very similar to the movie Skeleton Key.
Mm-hmm.
Like very similar.
I don't think I've never seen that. Not in full. They got Paul Walker in it, right?
No, it has.
That's not Paul Walker.
No, okay. It has Joy Bryant, and it has what is sis that was in Glass Onion? The blonde.
I know you're talking about.
Kate Hudson.
Yes, Kate Hudson. That movie was solid. That movie was.
I'm gonna have to pull it up. Like I thought it wasn't about. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull it up.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What? It's another movie with them too, with Paul Walker. It's a horror movie that's kind of like it.
You talking about Joyride?
No, I know what that is. I'm gonna find it, but I'm gonna get that. So yeah, but I do feel that she possessed her. What you think, Kris?
I thought that maybe she was. I didn't think that Emma possessed her, but I thought maybe she was lying about some sense. But then it didn't really make sense what she would actually lie about because she wasn't wrong. I mean, outside of the scamming thing, she was self-defense at that point. So, I mean, that's probably a good. I like open-ended movies, but that's probably a good theory.
So that
what you
could
think?
be.
What you think, Jazz? Because she said something Emma said. That's why I know. That's why I know.
Oh, what she say? That's crazy.
She was like, that's crazy, ain't it? Like that's
Oh,
what
like
Emma
Emma.
said. Like Emma said, like yeah, she kept.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. That reminds me of behind their eyes, the TV show.
That was a good one
That
too.
was such a good show.
I
Jazz.
didn't. I'm gonna add that to my. I haven't watched it. I'm gonna add that to my.
It's a Netflix.
Didn't we have a chat when Jazz mentioned that?
Mm-mm. I was just giving her like those type of movies. I didn't watch it. I did mention it.
That's fine.
I didn't watch it though. I started googling stuff because I'm like shit. I don't know off the top of my head.
I thought we had the chat when Jazz mentioned it, but maybe not.
I think that was one of the ones that the big chat discussed, but I never seen it though. I know what it is. I just never watched it.
I don't know, but that series was. I don't remember the main chat talking about that. But
unless it was the timeline, but I just remember Jazz.
That was a big. Is that the one with the husband went missing, right?
No,
I think no, that's not it. What's that?
This
one. He got a mistress.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good.
He don't go missing.
No.
I watched some of it. I feel like he was gone. He was missing.
He was there.
I mean, he was missing from his wife.
And they kept pulling up on the black lady. I don't know who his wife was, so I couldn't even really answer that. That's like it was another one of those. I go somewhere, they're watching it, and I don't know what's really going on. So it's like I see the news camera keep pulling up on the black lady. And I'm like, he's missing, right? Like he not.
I think you would actually enjoy this. This is a really, really good series.
Really good show.
I'm gonna watch it. A
lot of people were just like, why don't you have a season 2? And I'm like, you can't really have a season 2 of that unless you got the writers from Your Honor on it. But it was one of those, man. Just keep it as a season 1. That was one of those Netflix gems for sure. But Kris, actually, what you said would be kind of fire if she didn't get possessed and the entire movie was just a point of view from Sky. Because we see how we thought things happened from Emma's point of view, and obviously was a lie. So the entire movie being from Sky's point of view, and then we get to the end, and then it's just like, wait, did all of that we just see actually happen?
What do you think? You think Sky killed all the people?
No, but that would be a dope twist. That would be.
You think that would be like?
I mean that, like I said, that's the only thing. I didn't think that Emma possessed Sky.
I feel like she left the door open because it was like she never got back to a point of that.
Right.
As soon as every happened, the Greg got shot, and it just hell went broke
from there. Yeah.
At that point. But
I was more so on the possessed side. But when Kris said when she talked at the end, I was just like, damn, that would be kind of crazy if that entire movie that we just saw was all Sky, a story Sky made up. Like, to where some of it was facts, but majority of it was false.
Yeah.
They went to do a reading and it turned, and she wanted everything. She didn't just want that 20,000. She wanted to get out.
You think about her and her mom in that house. So I mean, I don't know. I doubt.
Damn, he done. So what we gonna let y'all? We let y'all decide. Was this Sky making this up, or did Sky get possessed? What do y'all think? But that was the conclusion of the reading, and of course, the question that we come here for every week. This is 41 of them weeks. Was it good though, Jazz? We're gonna start with you because you've been pumping this up and pushing everybody to watch it. A certain way, but you've been getting people to try to watch it. So what you?
I have, and this movie was fun. I had my issues with it because I was just like, yeah, this acting was trash. But a lot of people said it was. But then when I first saw people talking about it, they were just like, oh, this movie's scary. Like these spirits, hell no. And I'm sitting here like, y'all probably gassing it. They was definitely gassing it because I was just like, you probably had a few scenes. Actually, no, you didn't. I was laughing during this movie. Not as much as I was other stuff, but Monique's dialogue I thought was hilarious. I wish they would have went back to the possession and like the ghosts and all of that. I thought that would have been an element they would have revisited. But yeah, I mean, so I say all of that to say it was good though.
Yeah, even when you just said that, I think Jason's point makes more sense because we talked about the ghost element, the supernatural element, straight away from it, but then the ending left open. I mean, and I didn't notice that she said the same thing that Emma did at the end. So I like that theory possessed. But as for me, it was good. I liked it a lot. I think it was a BT movie, but it wasn't like well, when I say BT movie, I mean like, made for TV type movies. Sometimes they, but I didn't really look at it in that lens just because I really knew what it was. I wasn't looking for a blockbuster or whatever. But it was a good movie. I liked the twist. And Monique did an amazing job. So
yeah,
I liked her a lot. So.
I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I was just, I mean, it's I know you said made for TV, like BET type thing, but BET is an entity. It's a streaming service, just like Netflix, and that's who they're trying to rival. So, I mean, of course, the content may not be the same part, but I mean, it could be possibly. I would love to see this on the big screen. Like, I would love to see a big screen, bigger actors, more known actors in those roles. Because Scott definitely was giving Beyonce in this movie. Or she was giving Paula Patton in this movie, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, I'm listening. I was like, "Damn, is this what's that movie with Idris Elba was her husband?"
Obsession.
And I was like,
Obsessed.
"Is that what she was? That's what she's supposed to be portraying?" Like, I was like, "Man, what?" I was like, "Oh my god, I see it now." But yeah, no.
You can get that off, but when I brought up Beyonce as Nala.
I see. I know, right? I can. It's because it's me. You can't do it. I can. You can't talk about my woman. I can talk about her. You don't get to do that.
She had Nala sounding like she's from Houston, Texas.
Bruh, everybody in this is from Houston, Texas. And that's why they was talking. That's why I feel like that may be why she talks like that.
Nala is not from Houston, Texas, Jason.
We talking about this movie. We ain't talking about that. I'm talking about Sky, Greg, everybody in this movie. We know Nala is not from Houston. But yeah, now I feel like that's where that's what it was given. But I was do we want to go to the link and thong if I get to asking these questions?
No, go ahead, ask the questions now.
Okay,
so you won't forget.
So first question, I mentioned like a couple weeks ago, I was talking about Tyler Perry, but I was watching one of his shows, right? It was All the Queen's Men. I think Jazz mentions that at one of her Link of Thrones. You mentioned that your Link of Thrones with the light skinned guy. What was his name? You just looked it up.
Look him up.
You just looked it up.
Oh, from The Boys?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not even on that page no more. But okay, he is a Tyler Perry repeat.
He's in All the Queen's Men with Eva Marcel. I believe Eva Marcel she's the lead in that, and she runs this Chippendales type of club with these gentlemen in it. And one of these men was that guy that you were just mentioning. That's her love interest in the story. She's not her, but one of the guys is in the club having sex with a woman, boom boom, going crazy, and they in the shower, and he bumps her up against a shower hook, one of the hooks you hang your clothes on or towels on. And she dies. Like, she gets hung up on this. She gets hung up on it. And he walks off like, wait, why is she not moving? And she like hanging and blood spilling. I'm like, bro, Tyler Perry, you are fucking insane for that. Like, what? There's not enough. There has to be so much force for a person to kill a person with a shower hook. And this man wasn't putting that much force in this. And I was going to ask you have to pick. So this is a Lee Daniel production. Here you got who movies are you keeping, and everything else must go.
Oh boy.
Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, Kenya Barris, or the girl that broke Ken. What's the Queen and Slim? What's her name? I don't want to disrespect nobody.
You talking about Lena? Not
Lena Waithe.
Lena Waithe?
Lena Waithe, yes.
You keeping Lee Daniels.
You only keep one, everybody else must go. What in Lee Daniels, what in his repertoire that you is a must that you like, okay, yeah, that's a classic, or that I need this.
I like Precious and I like The Butler.
Okay. So you like them too?
So I talk trash about him, but we only keep one. Tyler
You
Perry.
only can keep one.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I'm keeping Tyler. I ain't gonna lie. Even though I was
What does
mad
Tyler
about
Perry
that.
have that you have to have, or is it just like a cultural?
Anything that Madea.
No.
I guess.
I would say Madea, but I would definitely say his earlier films.
Oh, the plays?
He went no, his earlier films, because like before he just went completely off the fucking rails with like Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I recently watched a clip of that when she threw that nigga in the tub. Hilarious. Acrimony, no, but we just ignore this. We ignore the stuff that don't matter.
Wait,
I'm glad you brought
like
that
the
up.
Family That Prays. That was
okay.
really
It might
good.
be Tyler Perry because I forgot about the Family That Prays, and what's the one? Y'all may not like it. I kind of like it. The one with Rick Fox and Angela Bassett when the dude was playing basketball. And he
the Browns. Meet the Browns.
That's Meet the Browns.
I like the Meet the Browns. I like the TV show, and I like House of Pains.
And then like, Why Did I Get Married? Why Did I Get Married Too? Actually,
yeah, it's Tyler Perry.
He be having Janet going through some wild shit, but he gonna answer to his stuff one day. Temptation.
I was hyped to see Why Did I Get Married Too? Because I was like, why is Janet like, what's going on with Janet?
She did.
I saw the trailer. He was like, why is she upset?
I gotta see this movie.
So you brought up Acrimony, right? And we just watched the movie with a female villain, black female villain. So pick your favorite female villain from a black movie. Now, I'm gonna give you 4. If they don't meet these, and these the 3 I'm going to give you are antagonists, because they're not really villains in my book. If y'all feel like they are,
I'm so sick of Jason. I'm so sick of Jason.
Yes, sir. Once we get these definitions, we're gonna use them properly. No. I got checked not last week, but I got checked for using ego incorrectly in the episode.
I already know my answer.
You don't, but so we got Acrimony. Taraji. We have Ma with Octavia Spencer. We have Lynn Whitfield from A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Or we got Monique in this movie. Now, if you have another black antagonist, villain, whatever, woman lead, in that, you can definitely put them out there. But those are my people, and I feel like the only villain on the list that I gave, only true villain, was Monique character. Everybody else, I feel like they were just in some of their situations personally.
I want to blast Jason out so bad right now, but it's okay.
Do it.
No, because it'll go on a tangent, so we're not gonna do that.
So I will say this.
I feel like 3. I feel like only one of them are a true villain. I feel like the other ones were kind of just in their motives.
This nigga here.
Right.
What?
Nothing, Jason.
I do feel that way. It's the truth.
So you said Ma.
Thin Line.
Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Lynn.
Acrimony
with Taraji. And then you got Monique. And we just saying who is your favorite.
I feel like that's kind of hard, because the 3 people that you put in that category were focusing their aggression towards people they personally knew. But Monique was somewhat kind of random. She didn't have any kind of backstory or history with these kids. She was just killing niggas.
I just said who your favorite villain was. I didn't give it a premise in it. Michael being my favorite, like, he didn't have a personal connection to them except one person.
But then you see, my favorite is a Ghostface. They always got that personal
connection.
So, that's tough. Kris, do you know who you picking?
My favorite one, but it's not Acrimony. It might be Lynn Whitfield, or I like Monique, but
if you have somebody, these are just 4 I can think of off the top of my head. But if you have another one, I say you can pick a black woman, and villain.
It's Lupita, Us.
Ooh,
that's my favorite.
Damn, that was good.
Yeah, when he said, because I knew that was my pick, but then he said he had his 4 people, so I was trying to keep it there. But yeah,
Lupita. That's fine. I said that 4 I can think of.
Yeah,
could be,
Out of those 4, it would probably be either Monique or Thin Line. Out of those 4,
I'll say Monique because I can't think of anybody coming to mind. Because I don't really try to watch movies where Black women are the villain. That's not the life that I live. So, but go ahead,
Sure
Jason.
Sure you don't. Of those, I really like the Lupita choice.
That was a good one.
It was. Man, Monique. It's in between Monique and Octavia, right? Because they're different. Because I like the way the twist that they did with the actual character, or what they brought on, and it was different for them. I do feel like I ain't gonna say Lynn played. Yeah, she does. She plays villain a lot. She plays the villain a lot. Just like your guy from what's the other guy? Gus. Is his name Gus? Yeah, Gus. They play villains a lot.
You talking about Gustavo? No.
Yeah, I think that's his name, right?
Yeah, Gustavo. Yeah, I know. I know you talking.
Yeah, they play villains a lot. I feel like so. Yeah, in between Octavia and Monique, because it's not typical role for them, and they didn't do horrible. And I feel they are the best parts of those movies that they're in. I feel like the pieces around them, like I feel like they had the premises, they had the pieces, they had everything there. Just like the stuff around them didn't go as far as with them, but it'd be in between them two. If I had to pick, because you picked Monique, I'll just pick Octavia because you already said.
So have y'all both seen Ma?
Yeah.
So Kris, you seen it?
Mm-hmm. Y'all told me about it.
Oh shit.
Okay. No, go ahead.
No, I know. No, I was just gonna ask, like, watching that and then watching this, because to me, like, I seen both of them. I thought both films were fun. And that's not the feeling either film is supposed to give you. But it's just seeing like a strong Black female character in that role. It's very rare. And it's just seeing them snap. And it's not them snapping to where somebody broke their heart. Either they crazy or some shit happened to them when they were a kid. So
I think Octavia's heart was broke.
Some shit happened to her when she was a kid.
Her heart got broke though, because she was in love with the guy that set her up to do that bull crap they did.
She shouldn't. Sis, the janitor's closet. Girl, that ain't love. That ain't love.
She's in school.
That ain't love. That's school love.
But school age love, Jazz. Come on now, you
move on.
Nah, Jason. Nah.
What you mean?
No.
So you didn't do no crazy stuff in high school?
Nope.
With somebody you like?
Middle school?
Nah, I was chilling. Look, wholesome Jazz over here. No, wasn't doing none of that.
Well, you showed me a bit. Well, you just showed me a picture. You getting carried away. So you wasn't that wholesome.
That was college.
So she just let it all fall out then.
No. That picture was just horse playing amongst freshmen. That's all that was. Okay. And folks like to try to bully me, and I already told y'all on this pod.
You was in the air. You lost.
So, but did I look scared? Did I look like I was panicked? Hell no. It was Jazz was laughing. I was like, ha ha, lift me up, peasants. That's the face that I had in that picture.
Oh, okay. A villain, a true villain. So, but Link of Thrones. Who y'all got for y'all Link of Thrones?
I will go first.
I know who Jazz Link of Thrones is.
I know who yours is too. But my Link of Thrones, because Jason was just like, it ain't that many people in this. And I'm like, you damn right it's not. But I did see one that I was like, yeah, I'm about to do that. So I am going to pick Sky's mother.
Of course.
Anyway, Charnel Brown, I think I'm saying that correct. She was in A Different World. Kimberly Reese.
I knew that. I'll go next because I like to see Jason sweat. It's gonna be Monique, obviously, and she was in Soul Plane.
It's crazy. It's crazy. These niggas ain't got no background, no history, no nothing in this movie.
Half these niggas ain't even got pictures. That's the crazy part.
That's the crazy
Just
thing,
say Lee
right?
Daniels and give us another, else. Like, I feel like you did that before.
It's probably gonna be that's gonna be the best bet, man. Because Jesus.
For real, ain't nobody been in nothing else?
Nah,
Stuff I never heard.
really.
Like some people got like
Nothing.
3 credits and other people ain't
Like
never heard.
half these people they work with the same people, right? So like even like the girl Sky, like her only other role is Blink, and it even came out yet, and that's with the guy that wrote this. So he got another movie coming with her. So yeah, okay, cool, whatever. I'm gonna pick Courtney Glod. He was the homeless guy. He's also the writer, the director, and the producer of this. He has Blink that's coming at some point.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my link of Thrones.
Did y'all have an agree to disagree for this film, or one that you want to discuss?
I feel like Kris got something on his chest, but you know.
I'm just sick of Jason learning what antagonist is now. And
am I not supposed to learn, Kris? Am I not supposed to learn?
I told you that months ago with Black Panther.
Hey man. Hey man. It happens. It happens.
Let's go deeper in that. I'm confused. Are you saying that Monique is an antagonist, or all the ladies in your survey that you gave us are antagonists because they had a reason to snap, but Monique did not? Because if you sit up here and say Taraji was an antagonist in Acrimony, my nigga, no.
You asking me?
Or both of y'all. Wait, did both of y'all see Acrimony?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Monique was a villain. Taraji, I mean,
I don't feel like Taraji was a villain.
Right, because he cheated. So that, you know,
I'm not gonna. That's not where I'm not gonna go with the cheating part. But as far as how she felt, like she felt wrong in that situation.
Man, he offered her like 70. What was it? 75 million.
He yeah.
Just take it and go. Like she ain't have to do all that.
She didn't.
Yeah, take it and go. She was bugging. And then how she get on the boat? Yeah, nah.
Man, we as many spy movies y'all watch, getting on the boat was the easiest of the things that could have happened.
But her hair wasn't wet.
We didn't say she swam. I didn't say she swam.
No, I'm not saying you said that, but I'm saying that's not an option. She didn't swim to get on that boat. That means
correct. She snuck onto the boat. Wait, why is that hard to believe? Why do people not believe that?
No, it seems like, because I haven't seen this movie in a while, it seems like it made it seem like she wasn't on the boat when the boat was leaving the dock. She got on the boat after the boat was already left the dock. So if your hair wasn't wet, how the fuck you get on that boat? Did you
people made that up? Like they made this imaginary situation of her just popping up on this boat. That's not what happened. She snuck onto their boat. Nobody detected her. Nobody seen her. Whatever it was, it would have been a lot better or a lot easier to understand if she was dressed like one of the servants or one of the people that was on the boat that was serving the stuff. But she wasn't. She just was in her regular clothes or her dress or whatever she had on. But nah, she was already on the boat. I don't know why I'm tired of people asking that question. God damn it, use your mind. She didn't pop up on the boat. She didn't swim on that bitch. She was already on there.
I was gonna say it was a plot hole.
It wasn't. It's not. She was on that boat. Ain't no. When
the last time you saw this movie?
It's been a minute, but she was already on the boat. I don't have to go through any of that to figure that part out. She was already on that boat.
There's no let her on the boat. How she found out where they was going? Like it's so many.
How does her finding out anything the same way she found out anything else in that movie? It was just.
They know that this chick is crazy.
It's called woman's intuition. That's what it is.
Don't blame that.
So you agree, disagree, Kris. It's not real.
Women's intuition has nothing to do with what's your
Kris, agree to disagree. Women's intuition, is it real or not?
They say it's real, so I'll just say
I ask you. We ask you, is it real or not?
Sure. I don't know what that has to do with Taraji being on the boat, but whatever.
Jason making it seem like we get Google information and shit on the wake up. Like, oh, I need to go to his boat. All right, Google is like women's intuition.
Bro, you think
new email?
Is the thing like I don't know how it worked. Yeah, I thought y'all may be sitting there like this so Raven just this nigga cheating. Like I thought that's what it may do.
That is different from getting fucking addresses where a boat is, Jason.
It don't. But Jazz, it's not hard information to figure out where people are. People do it all the time.
Jason,
you've never had nobody pull up on you. I'm assuming, right? At a place you didn't expect.
Jason,
that's never happened to you. I'm assuming, right? Exactly. So as somebody that has happened to,
stop sharing your location.
Jazz, I don't post shit ever. I never post a thing.
Jason, I follow you, nigga. You post.
I don't. When do I post it? I don't post it when I'm there.
I don't know if you're there or not. I don't look at stories.
That's what I'm saying. I never post when I'm in that location. I post situation because just like you did.
So
like
you think she drove around the different docks and was like, all right.
Do I think she drove around? I think she figured it out. That's what I think. Men are lazy. I don't feel like he was doing all he could to make sure she couldn't figure out where she was at.
All right, Jason.
She went up in the job and she figured out the boat name, right? Like she went up in there just like, wait, all the stuff you was telling me you made that for her? Like that's what you doing?
He did give a new woman his life that she was supposed to have, but sis waited around way too long. 10 years? Nah, but we're not here to talk about that. We might have to add that into a review this year just to dissect that shit and just to have an excuse to watch it. But Jason, do you now know what an antagonist is?
No, I still don't know.
You said you still don't know what an antagonist is?
That's what he said.
I feel like you know what an antagonist is.
I said I knew. Thanks to you, Kris. You told me.
This man, Jazz, you can close this out.
I just think you should go ahead and go off on him. But
this nigga tried to argue me down.
For what? What are we? What? For
you
what
know
you
what I'm talking about?
Wait, yeah, wait. That's in the past, right? We still there?
Look, there you go.
Look. When I brought name more conversation back up, when we were talking, what were we talking about? We were talking whatever it
That's
was.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
There was an episode after that. I brought Namor back up. I already killed you. Now you want to bring it back up? Let's do round 2, my nigga.
How many times you want to die? I killed you 3 times.
Doctor Strange died. Doctor Strange died 100 times in one movie. If I want to die 100 times in this podcast, allow me to.
Namor, and funny enough, I just rewatched Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Namor was an antagonist. He wasn't.
The nigga's a villain, but it is.
How is he a villain for protecting his people?
He protecting his people by killing the black people.
Why did he kill the black people?
He killed the black people. He killed the black people.
Time. When did he kill?
Time. Came in there ignorantly and killed this girl.
You killed my girl, but I'm not supposed to do. What are you talking about?
But Kris, he rode up on their land.
Yeah.
No,
they were a threat.
No, Wakanda's was not a threat to Namor.
Right.
They didn't know nothing about him.
Right. No. The
villain, U.S. government, but that ain't got nothing to do with Wakanda though.
It does. It has everything to do with Wakanda. He said
no, but Kris, you roll up on my crib because you got an issue with somebody else, dude. You are already coming at me on a threatening level. Please ask me, how am I supposed to respond?
T'Challa opened up Wakanda to the world.
Kris, I hear you. Please ask me how I'm supposed to respond if you roll up on me.
You're gonna be defensive, of course. That's your home. That's your people. Same way he's defensive with his people.
No, but he's defensive towards the wrong people.
But those are the only people he carried. He
got mad because the machine was created. That opened the world up. That made people begin to look for different stuff. At that point, there could have been a solvable situation. Unfortunately, the queen got killed. He lost people. Everybody lost people. Only for them to then at the end say, "We're going to agree to help you in this situation." And no, but his ultimatum was. help me fight America. Help me fight the U.S.
The
government.
surface world. We just talk about how bad humans are like every other episode. Like, yes.
But this is true.
Him fighting the surface world would then have the Avengers have to come into it to fight this nigga.
The Avengers go against the government. The government is the villain, just like in real life.
No, that's facts. But if he
comes to the surface world, who the fuck you think they gonna side with the government, not him?
This is true too. But also, realistically, Namor used that as an excuse. He used that as an excuse to go try to kill the surface livers, the humans. That was like, he was going to do that anyway. He just needed an excuse.
I would too.
But that makes you a villain, my nigga. That's premeditated.
The villains is the government.
It could be two villains. It could be two villains in a movie.
So things can be true.
There can be two villains. Namor wasn't the villain in this situation. He wasn't messing with nobody.
But Kris,
he wasn't messing with
until he started messing with everybody.
No, the only reason he pulled up on Wakanda, and he said why he pulled up on Wakanda. He said T'Challa opened up the Wakanda to everybody. He said, y'all here by yourself. Y'all don't have to leave anything. He was the same way, and they came poking around because of what Wakanda, the choice that they made.
So I have a question. If Namor only wanted Riri, why did he not kill her when he had the chance? If she was he going to?
He had her in his bunker.
He could have killed her when he killed the queen. Namor was not trying
to. He had two shots and
that's what he was doing.
He had two shots to kill. He had Riri and Shuri in his place.
He wasn't going to kill Shuri at that. No, there was no point.
I didn't say Shuri. We said Riri. Riri was the scientist.
Right. There was no point to kill Riri at that point because the whole point was
he used her as a plot to try to kill the people on the surface world. He wanted to kill everybody. He's a villain at that point.
No,
his motivation changed.
Nah, Shuri said, "Don't kill Riri at that point. Let's talk about it. Come to an example." And he was showing Shuri why he's trying to protect his people, and she understood it as well. But then
she said, "We can find a way to do this without having to do that."
But there's never. What way is it?
He didn't do it. He didn't go to the surface world to kill nobody.
The same thing. You saw what happened at the beginning with the French people. There's no way. They're always going to come poking back. That's what they do.
So, but no, my thing is he used Riri as an excuse. Because technically, if it was, they had this scientist that can make this weapon, we have to eliminate that scientist. He could have killed Riri when he killed the queen, but he didn't.
He tried to.
Kris, he literally looked at Shuri come in, try to save her mom, and Riri was right there, passed out. Namor could have killed her.
He threw a bomb.
You just watched it.
Yeah, he threw a bomb.
No. What she is saying is
just kill Riri instead of
that's the person who makes the machine.
After he killed the queen, he seen her die. Like he seen her die. He said, "Mourn your losses, bury them,
bury your dead.
Let's go. Let's go do X." So he could have they went back in there and went ahead and killed Riri. If that's what his whole thing was.
But he didn't know that Riri was dead or not yet. Because remember both of them. No, remember both of them was getting resuscitated. And Riri woke up. The queen ended up drowning. Riri woke up, but at that point, Namor figured they both was dead. He did what he had to do. And the only reason he attacked him in the first place because of the queen.
You're more recent with the watch. So when he went back in there,
right? Remember
he left. I thought he was there. So as they was resuscitating, he left. He didn't stay.
Remember, he pulled back up, and he said, and that's when Shuri and the other, I forgot the other one, ran in, and she was like, "Hold Shuri back," and he was like, "Mourn your dead, bury your, whatever." That he did what he had to do. Like that, all that was retaliation at that point. Everything he did was retaliation.
So you're assuming he thought Riri was dead at that point?
Yeah, they did too until they tried to revive her. That was the whole point of reviving it because they tried to revive them both because they would have drowned.
Because he could at the end of the day he had this bit. He had Riri in his home. He could have killed her in his home.
He wasn't going to kill her there.
He could have killed her and be like, "Hey, sure, now that she's dead, you and I can now have this conversation I need to have with you."
But Shuri and them was going to be the good guys and then go to war against them anyway. That was the whole point. If that was the case, then the movie wouldn't have been made because Shuri would just be like, "All right, go ahead, kill her. I don't care." But it wasn't going to happen.
Her saying kill her. Her whole thing was do not kill her. I need to make sure she doesn't get killed. Right. So his whole thing was I need to kill the scientists that allowed these things to happen. And then he elevated the conversation. Was like, well, I need to go to war with them because
it was always the surface world. It wasn't specific Riri. It was always the surface world.
He said, "Bring me the scientists. I need them dead. I need."
He used Riri as an excuse.
No, she was the I forgot what the word is, but she was the core person. But the overall problem is the surface world. So it's just like if you have I don't really have an example, but the whole core purpose was the surface world, and she was just a cause of the problem.
That's what I was saying.
But that's not an excuse.
That is an excuse. He always wanted to kill the surface walkers. What do we call the humans?
Humans.
He always wanted to kill the humans. He just needed a reason for Wakandans to help him because he can't do it alone. Riri was his excuse. That's malicious, premeditated. You got villain energy going on, and then you try to blackmail them. Like, you try to make it seem like y'all bring me Riri, I kill her, and then I'll go about my business. He didn't care about Riri because if he wanted her dead, he could have did a Monique and just shot her in the head. Excuse me, shoulder.
We'll just agree to disagree, but Namor is not a villain. That's my ledge.
So I have another Marvel discussion for y'all because I know we talked about this during our Ant-Man episode. Because y'all both said y'all would sit up here and trust Kang to take y'all to y'all kid after you see him destroy timelines. Do y'all still feel that way after a month?
Yeah, I feel like at that point he would have kept his word to Janet. Now, me trusting him is different.
No, we talking about you. If you were in Janet's position and he was just like, I'll take you back to your child and your timeline, even though I destroyed all these timelines, trust me, I'm going to take you there and not kill you.
It depends on how selfish I'm feeling. If you have a way out, it depends on how selfish you're feeling.
So you would risk getting your timeline destroyed?
It wouldn't be my timeline. It'd be the other timelines.
But how do you know if he's taking you to your timeline?
You don't. I'm just going for it. I'll be able to get out. And he says he would take me back to my daughter. I would just take that risk probably.
Jason, what you doing?
I'm taking a risk.
Wow.
Because like you either die either way, you don't see your daughter, you get out, or you get out and then he kept his word.
But that's a tyrant who's killed multiple people. I guess it's one of the things
and he even said later, like, do I look like a liar? Even though, he didn't keep his word, but he even said, I feel like
with all of that just sounds crazy to me because then it's just like you risking either I don't see her again, but I know she's safe because he's here with me. Somebody who is powerful, who I can't beat, is not going to touch that timeline where my child is. I just have to say I will never see them again just to make sure they try to live as long of a life as possible. Or I trust this person who's destroyed multiple timelines, which is multiple families, just to hope he keeps his word, which I'm like, how many people has he lied to?
We truly don't. We truly don't.
You don't. But if you saw everything Janet saw, that's crazy to even think like, he might be telling the truth. He looked me in my eyes and he seemed like he's not lying. I mean, I guess that's just me because I was just like, I got to bring this back up because it's been a while. So I was like, let me see if they still feel that same way.
I mean, yeah, because I don't have anything to go off of that he won't. I don't have a thing that he go off on that he will neither. You know what I mean? Yes, he's destroyed timeline, but that was based on whatever his premise or whatever he had going on. That's not to say it was a conversation he had with somebody like, hey, let me help you, let me get over here and let me do XYZ. Him beefing was a thing. If I'm going based off the movie, like I said, I can't say because he kept his word up. He was not necessarily kept his word because we only seen him lie the one time to Scott, but that was based on Janet not keeping her word. That was his motivation in lying. But if we go off the He Who Remains situation, if I take this scope out just MCU wise, He Who Remains, he was an honest person. He told them exactly what was going to happen, how it was going to happen, and what would happen in that situation. I don't feel like Kang was necessarily motivated by being just an evil person. He felt like he was clearing up timelines that was in the negative spotlight. So he didn't get rid of the timeline that we're familiar with, right? Like he kept that as it is because it was working the way it needed to work.
Right. They already had that in line.
They are.
Like there, so there's
remember
there's
he
a
who
king,
remains. He had it in line already.
There's a king on each one of on every universe that's keeping it the way it needs to.
I get that. So let me ask y'all this: if Thanos rolled up on you, was like, "Take me and give me the Infinity Stone, and I won't destroy your universe," are you giving him the Infinity Stone?
Yeah, because he wouldn't lie. Thanos never lied.
I don't know how the Thanos thing worked. So because he snapped and niggas was just disappearing.
Y'all thinking villains don't lie is crazy to me. But
Thanos, that's not wait. We didn't say
I wouldn't say all villains, but Thanos didn't lie.
Shit, the heroes lied. That's the fact.
I ain't trusting them motherfuckers either. I'm not trusting none of them. If it's more than 20% that this person will because like if you betting like the life of your child, your universe, or me, it's like you got to think outside yourself. Me personally, I'm a hate to not see them again. But if this person lies to me once we get there, then you just be like, oh well, I guess it's a bad judgment call. All right, honey, so he about to destroy our universe in 5 minutes. I guess y'all think it's just worth it. Like, oh, we'll be together and have that 5 minutes. But
you can just take the risk of just living alone for the rest of your life and hoping your daughter don't get killed wherever she is anyway. So I don't know. It's a risk either way. It's less of a risk if you don't tell him where you stay. I mean, like he'll be like, oh yeah, I know where you stay, and now I'm gonna kill everybody. Like, what's your motive?
He's taking you to your timeline. Like, what?
I know, that's what I'm saying. But you're not in it now, so you're gonna be stuck wherever you at, and you fighting against him anyway. So if you get killed here, you save your daughter. If that's your motivation, I get it. If you want to save your kid, yeah, that's probably the best case scenario.
It's just like staying where you at. If you see somebody that's sitting in front of you that has destroyed trillions, that's just thought I'm bringing. Like his reasoning, bro. You're not even destroying like cities, countries, planets, nigga. Timelines. Oh, that's a totally different game. But all right, just wanted to revisit that.
So in that situation, Jazz, let's just I don't know. This just because supposedly this man can see timelines. He knows how it ends. He knows how it begins. So let's just say, because he told her, you're gonna see your daughter again. She's gonna come back through that tunnel, and that's who you're gonna see. And that's exactly what happened. So let's just say in that he just wants you to change that, because if you change it, that changes whatever the timeline is or whatever, if you make something different. So like you don't do it, and let's just say if he kills you in there and he goes back to your timeline anyway and kill your people. Like, cause I know, I remember your mother was this person and she was helping me and she set me up in this situation and I killed you anyway. The only thing you can do is try to fight as much as you can, like in that situation. So that's what you're choosing, to fight against this person, right? Like you just no power, but you see this person got all these powers, but you gonna fight against that system.
I'm gonna stop helping them because I know, like, if I'm gone, they can't get out of here anyway, which is what Janet knew. She was just like, I'm the one that's helping him with this. If I just destroy or stop helping him, like, he needs me. I'm a necessity to him. You kill your necessity all you want to. You still stuck. So, like, yeah, nah. What was you gonna say, Kris?
I just want to point out Ryan Coogler himself said he wouldn't look at Namor as a villain. But, I just I
don't care. That's his opinion. I don't give a damn.
He's the director.
I don't give a damn.
I'm sick of Jason. This is gonna go on forever.
I'm done with that conversation. It was just brought up today. I'm done with it. Yeah, whatever. I don't give a damn what Ryan Coogler say. Damn. Because he that's his opinion, goddamn it. That ain't no fact.
So if that's the case, Kris, if the director of Doctor Strange 2 came out and said Wanda is not a villain, what you gonna say?
I say okay.
I don't give a damn what they say. The only thing the writer, director can tell me is if a person is dead or not. If it, you can stop ambiguous endings. No, they did. That's how that happened. Or yeah, that's what that is. But you're not gonna tell me if a person is good or bad. I drew it upon how I was raised, what I seen this person do, and that's my determining factor. Because you may not see it as a villain. I see it as a villain. I don't want to be around this person.
Shout out Ryan Coogler.
You not wanting to be around Neymar, but willing to trust Kane.
Willing, like it is what it is. That's my.
In that situation, I would just be like, all right, just get me.
I'm trying to get back to my kid. That's what it is. Like, and what would be his motivating factor of killing? Because like, if we go to the comic book lore of who Kang is, he really just go back to help Kangs. Like he really go back and help himself. Like the definition of a narcissistic person is this nigga here, and all he do is go back try to help his person, unless that person is going against his thought process. That's when it becomes a problem. Hopefully, when he come back and he meet that nigga, he not trying on some other type shit. Like, yeah, I'm finna do this. Oh no, we gotta kill you and everybody that ain't getting this motherfucker. Oh no. Hey, but that's that's you. Everything is a risk. You risking staying there because he could still go back to your timeline. You don't. There's no guaranteeing him not figuring out how to get.
If he does, then that's him figuring out, and it's not me helping him.
I get it. I understand that.
So,
but it'd be funny. He bring you back and be like, "Yeah, so you remember how you didn't help me? Watch this." And then he make you live that moment over and over and over.
I mean, shit, he could take you to your timeline and be like, oh, you remember I told you I wasn't going to kill you? Yeah, fuck that. Here you go. Kill everybody. Then, so, I mean, Kang the Conqueror? So, yo, nah.
Conqueror don't sound like a name. He was just...
Yeah.
I'm not letting Jason breathe off of that for a long time.
I'm not. I'm
at least till Black Panther 3.
Namor is. I'm not. And every time I want to say Namor is a villain, every time I'm gonna give it. Every time he is a villain. I don't give it. He could have started as an He could have started as an antagonist, but he became a villain when he got to killing motherfuckers that ain't got nothing to do with him. He could have killed.
So is Nakia villain?
If he would have killed Lupita, I'd be like, okay, the eye for an eye. That's perfectly fine. He would have killed the queen. No.
I mean, that's what he said. He did what he said he was gonna do.
I mean, hey, you gotta stand on your word, but
yeah, he stood on his word.
I mean, but is he? Because he playing against the Wakandans. Like, I don't know if he's standing. I don't know what word he's standing on. He pick and choose when his morals.
And that's the thing. If you talk about comic lore, he's literally an anti-hero in the comics. Like that's what he does. He's like a moral, like in morally gray area. Like it's not just black or white. He always does what's best for him. So he's like, sometimes if it's helping the heroes, cool. Sometimes if it's not, whatever. That's literally his whole thing.
Well, whenever Jonathan Majors get him out of here, I'm gonna be clapping.
Wow. I hope they don't kill him no more though.
He could have bodied a lot of different people.
That's what they say.
All right, is there anything else y'all wanted to add? We covered a lot. We went on a lot.
That was like a whole extra episode.
It was.
But so nothing to add. All right. I will close us out. Shout out to everybody that always checks on us, checks on our episodes. First time listeners, thank you. Hopefully you will be able to come back. You see me go on our tangents, but very entertaining. This is our episode 41, The Reading. I am Jazz. We have Kris and we have Jason. This is the Was It Good Though podcast. Y'all have a good one. Cheers.
Deuces.